Hello everyone! Welcome to 2020 and our first session of the year for Falling Stars. Today's session titled These Cursed Lands. So, last time we started off with a feast celebrating your selection, that's time. And then you went on your journey with your golden sphere that showed you where the red star pointed. You climbed the cliff for several hours, eventually had to jump over a small gorge, and there was some Pugwampy there trying to make sure you fell to your death, which they would have found hilarious, but you dealt with them fairly easily. Then you met some spiders, like yay big, and then when you thought, no, that's fine, then there was the one much bigger spider snatching you out of the ether and almost killing you.
Great.
Yeah, I believe some of you were within one crit fail of death. So,
Crit fail, normal fail.
well, crit failing was easy on these things. So yeah, that's where we left off. It is somewhere in the night. It's hard to really keep track of that by now. You're all down and out, but at least you survived. What do you do?
Curse.
That makes
A
sense.
lot.
Oh right, and Talonlaith and Firil, you kicked the ether spider off the cliff.
Yes.
Right.
Because no zombie spiders.
Yes, no zombie spiders. Makes sense. I guess.
Where do we want to make camp? I think this is kind of a haunted place.
Yeah, if you remember, it was quite barren on the climb, but here there were a few trees. One very large tree, and there was just some greenery here, which seemed a little odd. And to the right you heard a river, and to your left you heard the ethereal falls, which are like right below you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of in the middle, so it was a little gorge where you are, or valley, I guess.
Let's walk out of the gorge and plop to sleep in the nearest bit of cover we can find.
Sounds like a plan, but I need a breather for now. That thing nearly got me.
Yeah! Be more careful!
How about the two of you take your breather, and Nathan and I will have a look around to see if there's any nice spots for camping. Hopefully something with a warm fire and a roof over our heads.
Yeah, good luck.
That sounds like a plan.
So we're gonna just sit here and wait for them to come back, or?
I think so. Weapons at the ready. I'll see if I
That's all right
can
with you.
get in contact with the Guardian.
Just stay within earshot, and if we scream help?
Sure.
All depends if the screams get muffled quite easily. If they do, then flee.
Maybe assess the situation first, and then
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe we just want to go with them.
What do you think, Molly?
I don't know. We should at least get some rest somewhere, but it's quiet now.
That's true. Maybe there's more
Maybe.
turmoil up ahead.
We just...
That's another tale.
Another time.
I'm sorry, had to be done.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Alright. How big is the path leading down towards these spiders and the webs?
I mean, you're kind of like right smack in the middle. Because there were spiders up ahead as well, and then you went down a little bit into this valley of green.
Alright.
You were right in the middle there, next to the trees. You were walking past it and then got
I don't know.
ambushed.
yeah, it might be good to get away from the spiders' nests.
But the webbings, they have kind of cleared up here. They were mostly a little bit back
Yeah,
where you fought the small spiders.
Mhm.
You know.
Uh-huh.
It's-
Alright.
The not huge spider.
Alright. I suppose if we just head on for an hour or so, I can think we can manage. Barely.
Sure. I think an hour is fine.
I'll keep my eyes open.
I think we all will.
So you're all going to stay there for an hour and then head on, or
No,
are
I
you, are you
mean
going to do
walking
the
for
scouting?
an hour. And
Oh,
then-
walk for an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
Better.
Molly, help a wounded
Don't split
man.
the party, right?
Yeah.
Ah,
Molly, help a wounded dwarf out, will ya?
Yeah, she tries. Yeah, she's kind of the right height for you to just lean on, I guess.
I know. So it's Molly in the one, weapon in the other, and just
Yeah, all right.
walking along.
Shield on the back.
Shield on the back, of course.
All right. So you walk for about an hour. At least you set out to do that. But before it's been an hour, it's only 10 minutes or so, and you make it up the cliff again. So if you look behind you, you see the green, the trees, but it starts getting a little bit more barren here. You're nearing the very top of the cliffs now. It wasn't that much farther up. So it's maybe only half a mile or so that you walk. You now see now the cliffs aren't blocking the side anymore, because if you remember down, the spiders actually came down from the cliff. You see that if you look to the left, you see the tiny lights of Broken Star. It's quite far away now. It's a very long way down, as you know. But to your right, you see something else. You see the massive river leading up to the Ethereal Falls, but you see it disappear into seemingly nothingness. There's just this shimmer that's also giving you a little bit of light to see this. But you see this river coming in and then just seems to stop. But the water doesn't stop. It seems to flow through, but you can't see it anymore. This seems to be the only thing that's blocking it from washing over you and washing you away.
is that the farthest we can look, or
Weird.
is it just dark?
To the right, that's all you see. The path still leads up ahead, so you can continue. That's no problem, but that's what you see.
But
How long were we
So-
traveling?
Long.
And this is only like 10 or 15 minutes.
Alright.
do we get the idea that that is unnatural?
Yes.
Give me a nature check.
Okay, sure. Oh man,
Natural 20. Yes.
no, it's not. But what is my bonus again? Oh, okay. 23.
Right. So, what's natural, right? Because in this world, it's magic is plentiful.
That's
Um,
true, but like,
You do realize that it's the same shimmer you saw on the spider as it stepped out of nothingness,
okay.
and then you remember what the waterfall is called.
Ethereal Falls.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ethereal Falls.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Fine.
Oh no, that's a bitch.
Yeah.
I strongly
Hmm.
suggest if we go through there, we have to head our rest. This is not
Yeah.
doable.
So do we want to make
So, It's
just make camp here and
this is to your right. To your left is the waterfall. You have passed through where the waterfall was supposed to be.
Mm. I already passed through it.
Yes.
Alright.
so the river comes from here and then there's a gap and us and then there's a waterfall.
Yes. And by now you made your way past that gap, because in that gap, that's where the spider was.
Alright, so we
Oh.
have passed the river.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a good place to set up camp then.
Yes, thank you.
Wow. That's awesome. But also,
So who's extremely good at treating wounds?
well, I'm no expert.
Nobody.
No, I,
Right.
I can do some, but
I mean, I can do it, but I'm just not rolling high.
It's probably the best you got.
I believe in you,
Okay.
Talonite.
All right.
Do you have medicine?
Yes, but
Yeah,
it's
that's-
not as high as my nature.
Yeah, but it's better than my untrained.
But you have natural
Oh, wait,
medicine?
mine's
Yes.
also
You
trained,
can
but-
always use your nature skill for it then.
Exactly. But I also have medicine now.
Okay, well,
Since
that's
then.
useless, but sure.
Well, you can treat diseases and poison stuff, which you can't do with natural medicine.
Alright, well. Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Just use your claws to heal. Bind it up. Use some herbs, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll do the usual.
If I had a few more of those potions, that would be useful.
Guess not. I rolled a natural one. You're fired.
Wait. Who are you healing?
Eh?
Oh no.
The one last.
Let's
That's
see. how the-
very, very bad.
Yeah, that's very bad.
Well, I'm starting my prayer at least.
Can you roll a 1d8?
And I roll a 1d8. I could. It's a 1.
You take 1 damage.
Oh, good.
My dice know that they're gonna be replaced.
Also, you're now immune to this for an hour. So you can't be treated again for an hour.
Well, drat.
I'm terribly sorry.
So yeah, there's just you're doing this pretty much in the dark. Like you have some light, but the noise of the waterfall is just making it hard to focus after the fight you've
used
had.
the wrong berries. I'm sorry. These were for eating.
Yeah, they're spicy.
Ow. Yeah, I'll give you a dirty look and then.
So doing that means
Go to
you
sleep.
spent 10 minutes, right? So you can definitely refocus. Do you take more time here? You have at least,
We're going to set up camp. It's night.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. You have a few more hours of nighttime at least. So.
Yeah, but we need
Yeah, but
to
let's
sleep
sleep.
Yeah.
and before we get on.
All right.
So who's taking watch? And
Always.
I'll take the first watch.
Gladly. I'll stay up with you for a while, but just to.
I think you need your rest more than staying up.
I know, but I also need to speak with the guardian. But by the way, there was when I was out, I heard a woman screaming. Anyone hear that too?
Woman's-
Not that I recall.
Was that me or was it a hallucination?
You? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Did he have a hallucination or something?
I'm unsure what you're talking about.
I heard a Bowden. Bowden!
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. What? I don't know. You hear a lot of things. I mean, come on. How can you hear things if you're knocked out?
And you check
That
me
sure.
hat if you have some sort of an open gash or something that I
Yeah.
see things.
Can I look his? Checking for injuries.
Well,
Yeah,
the
of course.
best part is this is all clean shaven, so
Yeah,
So
but
it's easier to see. So yeah, give me a. So you're going to try and treat him as well, or just see if he has wounds?
just see if he's wounded.
Right. Give me a medicine check then.
Haha! I got a trade. Yeah, natural 20.
20. God damn it!
How injured are you?
Yes.
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 Yes, very.
Many. Lots.
On a scale of.
About a quarter fit.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, he's in rough shape. There's still like part of the mandibles are still stuck in his armor. It's
Yeah, I'll try to use the right berries on him.
yeah. Do that. Right. Nature check.
It's 18 in total.
That's a success. So it's 2d8,
Oh dear.
Roll that
and you're no longer wounded.
38 now.
Oh, that is so rough. You're still wounded.
Yeah.
8.
Wounded
Eight?
too.
noise.
Yeah.
Wait, did something get added to that?
No,
Okay,
just
just-
2d8.
Okay.
Noise. So when I've done my prayers,
Yes.
I'll. By the way, how is Molly looking? But I'll heal Akaya because she's in the roughest shape of.
Molly's
of them.
fine. Hasn't been touched.
Same.
Wow, so it's just us dying.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were kind of focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in combat.
Akaya, I think we need to reconsider our approach, perhaps. Let's go in and see what happens when we were kids. I don't think this is the good approach for these runs now anymore. You see what happened to us?
Yeah.
The others were more careful.
Yeah, but I can't stab the damn things if I'm standing a mile away.
No, I get that, but keep us some sort of a safe distance when you get in danger.
Maybe it's an idea to let us make the first move. And then when they get closer, get around.
I think that's a good idea. Anyway,
Better. Yeah. Okay.
the Guardian will watch over you during the night.
Sure, thanks.
12 hit points. 12
Yay.
hit points.
Hey, actual thanks.
Yay! Actual thanks.
Right, so what's the watch order?
I'm second.
First.
Molly's third.
Sure.
Yeah, and then one of us, I will do that because then I can hopefully, when it's clear, have a bit more vision, a bit more time to meditate.
Oh, you're the only one with dark vision, I think, but
I do.
yeah, alright.
Well, I'm fucking hammered.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Literally. No.
So you're all going to try to get a good night's rest, right? Like a
Yeah.
full rest.
Trying.
Right? You're
Yeah.
going for the 8 hours, so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it'll take you about, I believe, 10 hours, a little over 10 hours. So sure, okay. You take first watch. In the meantime, the rest is gonna try and get some sleep. But you all notice that once you got out this spider valley, the sounds of nature are definitely returning. You hear a lot of wild animals. And I say nature, but that's very generous. There's a lot of unworldly sounds you pick up here. You could chase them all down, but you would never sleep. So,
Let's sleep first and chase later.
makes sense. Give me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
And does light last for the entire day?
Yes.
Because it says, okay. Even when I sleep.
I believe so, yes.
Interesting.
Do we want to light a fire?
Could give Molly light on the start turn.
Do you make a fire?
I do not.
Nor I.
I strongly suggest we do before we sleep.
It is quite cold.
Yeah.
So it's fine, you can do it, but it won't be comfortable.
No, we need to do that, but anyone has any twigs or anything? I've seen something in the area.
You were
Flint
all
and steel?
prepared for a journey through the forest.
Just
Then,
make an
then yeah, we do.
doesn't burn.
I
Yeah.
do not.
Yeah, that's just this part.
I've learned this during guards training.
You can make a fire, that's
I
fine.
can. Yes.
Alright.
Alright.
24.
24. Alright. So, the first hour or so into your watch, you hear these things, but you don't really spot anything. It's kind of hard to tell anyway. With so you have light, but not a whole lot. What did you put the light on?
Golden shield.
Bone shield is staying with me. It's cleaned, by the way, before I went to sleep.
Yeah, so you clean your shield and then you make sure you.
Yeah, but we
you're
all sit
holding
in
it.
the same circle.
I'll just cast it on a rock.
Right? Yeah, sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything special. It's just
Okay.
it's light. That's fine. Yeah, so you have a little bit of light, but it's not very far out. It's do you have low light vision?
Yeah.
Right. So you can see up to 40 foot with this light. You don't really spot anything the first hour. Second hour, though, you definitely feel like you're hearing something. It's almost in between the snoring of both. It's almost like a little cackle or something, but then it vanishes again.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
It's a high cackle. Is
Yeah, it's quite high pitched.
nice. Hyenas. Or witch.
Kenzie.
A hyena witch.
No.
A high witch.
A high witch.
I don't actively do anything about it.
Right.
So at the end of my watch, I'll wake up Talamath and tell him that it seems quiet, although I did hear a weird, high-pitched cackling sound somewhere off in the distance. But I mean, there's so many noises around it that could have been anything.
There.
Good night to
Like
you.
that.
Thanks.
Good
Can
luck
I-
with that.
Can I roll a
Figure
nature
it
check
out.
to see if I remember something on that being
Yeah,
normal?
definitely.
Jeez. 18.
18. I mean, there's so many things in these woods.
That's specific. A cackle.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard it, so that makes it a bit harder. So you can't really recall. You know that there's, most animals wouldn't cackle.
Yeah,
So,
that's,
If
yeah.
anything, yeah, I guess it could be a witch, or if it's another, if it would be like an evil thing that would be cackling in the middle of the night in the forest. That sounds very fey to you.
Yeah.
I'll get your rest. I'll take over from here.
And it might be benevolent, but cackling things rarely are. So there's that.
Unless they're another.
Isn't that like overgeneralizing? Just
A little bit. That's why I said usually.
Yeah.
So give me a perception check as well.
Of
for
course.
Your watch.
No, I guess.
No, that's
Not
that's
a
not
whole lot. 15.
Yeah, you're trying to pay extra attention to if it returns. There's definitely some rustling in the bushes, but there's many noises. You don't pick up anything else. Who's next? Was Molly, right?
Molly.
Mala.
Molly.
So do you tell her about this, or do you just wake her up? What do you do?
I just wake her up.
Alright.
Because, you
Right.
know, I don't hear anything dangerous.
Who was fourth?
Right.
Right, so Molly wakes you up after her shift has ended. It's your turn.
Alright.
Can you handle it?
Yeah, I can. Have you heard anything, seen anything?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
Oh, a lot, but nothing.
Why are you not in this near vicinity?
Nothing special.
That's good.
So, how are you? Do you have? Because I assume you took off your armor when you went to sleep, right? Do you put it back on, or do you just bring your shield and weapon, or you put everything? Okay. So as you're putting your armor on, Molly's kind of waiting till you're ready, because you know you can't really watch. So she's getting a little anxious to just go to sleep.
But I appreciate the gesture.
So you put on your armor and everything's fine. You feel fine, but then you pick up your shield, but your shield is ridiculously heavy for some reason. You can lift it, but it's really heavy.
Is it something? Do you feel something in my arm, or is it just?
So yeah, you try try your other arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your arm. It's definitely the shield.
Molly.
Oh shit.
What?
I whisper this very softly in the area.
Mm-hmm.
My shield is very heavy. There's something either holding on to it, on top of it, or something is making it way heavier than it should.
Okay.
I think we have visitors.
Because your shield is heavy.
I think so.
Because a giant slab of steel is heavy.
But maybe you
Heavier
just
than normal.
maybe you should just go to sleep again. I'll cover your watch.
Definitely not.
Okay. And she kind of looks at your shield and
Try to lift it up.
she tries and she picks it up, but you definitely see that it's heavy. She's doing it with both arms and she is pretty strong. Like no, okay.
This is not normal.
No, but maybe it's just stuck. No, I don't know.
Alright, can we lift it together? See what happens.
All right. So yeah, you both pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pick it up,
From the ground.
but it's heavy.
From the ground.
Yeah. There's nothing underneath it.
Oh, that's
No.
good. Alright.
So you do the whole swiping underneath it, so just make sure.
Alright. Fair enough. Molly, I think you can get some sleep.
Okay. She goes to sleep confused.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do me watch, but I also want to try to do a prayer to the guardian, but in a way like not as fully focused, because I also need to look around and all the stuff. So maybe do a bit longer on it. So a bit more slack.
Recharge your focus, but it just takes more than the 10 minutes.
Right? Give me a religion check.
17.
Because you have your shield ally, right?
Yeah.
And normally you do that at daybreak. You prepare that, and it takes hold of your shield again. Do you do it now as well? Since you're fully geared up and stuff.
I didn't have a full night's rest now. I had 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, a little longer.
Yeah. So but I will hold myself big for the rest of the group, saying that I had enough sleep.
It's
But
fine.
yeah, then I will definitely do prepare everything that I have.
Yeah, so your shield regains its normal glow. Yeah, still just as heavy though. Give me a perception check for your watch.
Yeah, 20.
Okay.
Damn, there goes the mystery.
I mean, that's one way to do it. It takes a while before you notice, but at one point when you're because you're walking around the camp a little bit or sitting in different spots every now and then. So you're ready to move to the other spot, and you kind of forget that your shield's so heavy because you're just not used to that. And you pick it up, and it's like, ugh, ugh. And then you raise it, and you hear the cackle. It's loud and clear. And you instantly turn your head, and you see about 60 foot away in the forest. You see a tiny head with fairly large ears looking at you, and it looks. Well, first it's laughing, and then it's scared because you're looking at it, and it veers up, and then you see out of which you see a few more natural 20 white. You see 5 more of the shapes pop up
When I see
and
them
getting
jump,
ready to run.
When I see that, we see them jump, I yell, "Visitors!"
Do you have nature?
I have nope.
All right, then. Well, okay. Roll anyway.
+1, it's 16.
16. Yeah, you know they're Fae. You don't know what type of Fae they are, but they're Fae. You fought Fae before. Wow. Okay. The Pagwampi were Fae as well. Right. You
But
call
they're
out
just running
visitors. You all wake up because you're not being quiet. What do you want to do?
They jumped away.
Well, they jump up and they're getting ready to run. You see that they're scrambling to grab their stuff and run.
Alright. It's fine. We don't want wish to harm you.
Fine, speak for yourself. You woke me up.
Shut up.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Yeah.
11.
What are you talking to?
So
Can we all see him?
They're on 60 feet in dark vision.
yeah, so no.
What the
it's
hell are you talking
it's really only Bowden could have seen them, and he rolled a natural 20. Because they were definitely staying out of your vision range, but not your vision range. So, yeah, no. So you don't see it, but you definitely hear it because they're not being quiet anymore. You see the one closest to you. He very carefully walks backwards, and you see him grabbing for something, and you see him pick up a sword, a short sword, as he walks back into the woods.
Alright, they're grabbing weapons. I'm going to my shield and try to...
And this is the one that was laughing at you, by the way.
I try to lift up my shield again.
Yeah, it's still heavy.
Oh, it's still heavy.
You can pick it up. That's fine.
Again. Talking to things
I heard-
only you hear.
No, I heard cackling. Some high-pitched cackling, and I saw little creatures, 5 of them. So one took a short sword.
No, it was real.
So, they're about to run. What do you do?
Well, they are about to run. I'll let them.
Okay.
But I'll walk to them menacing.
Yeah, give me an intimidate check. But it's probably not necessary.
They're gone.
Well,
It went from a 19 to a 3. So
So maybe they're suddenly not scared
Right,
anymore.
okay. No, that's... Okay, sure. So, you see that that same one, because you've been staring at it for a bit, and he got scared because you looked at him at all. He bolts. He's out of there. You see 2 of them actually step forward out of the bush and just start laughing at you, laughing in your face. It's laughing, and they're saying words, but you don't understand them. They're not in a language you understand.
Do I hear those words?
You all hear them. You don't speak it.
Do I not? Okay.
No.
It's Sylvan?
No, it's not.
Okay. A try. Ah,
What do you do?
weapons at the ready.
Cast dancing lights.
All right. Yeah. So you cast dancing light, send it out a bit, and you all see this. Yeah, like bigger. They're almost goblins, but they're like a sort of
Friendlier. goblins.
teal-colored goblins, with pretty pointy teeth. They're pretty much naked. They have like a loincloth and a very rusty short sword, and they just stand there laughing at Bowden.
I like him.
yeah, slowly crawl out of my tent.
good morning.
What is going?
Give me a nature check, because you might know what it is now.
Yeah,
There's
but do I
tiny
see
blue
them?
Yeah,
men
Okay,
over
fair
there.
with the dancing lights, you will see it.
It's only
What are
12.
they doing here?
Guess I don't know
Laughing
everything
at
yet.
Bowden.
So they're gremlins, but what type of gremlins you're not sure. Gremlins are a type of fae.
Gremlins again.
Yeah, the Pakwampi were gremlins as well.
Exactly. Right. Different
know,
kinds of gremlin.
Typically harmless, but also sometimes not. Also, they wield swords, so probably not.
I'll make a step forward.
Alright?
What do they do?
Yeah, every step you take, they take a step back.
Alright.
It doesn't really look like they're willing to fight you, per se.
Very well. I think we have noisy neighbors for the rest of the night.
I tell in Sylvan, leave us be.
Yeah, that's no response.
Or maybe they know. You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe we should ask him about your shield. I don't know about the shield being heavy yet, but
I know, but I do not link them to them.
So,
I link it to it being damaged.
Feral, do you have your
Aw.
weapons with you?
I'm just picking up my spear.
You notice that as you're about to pick it up, one of them starts swinging her hands, and you see your spear lift up a little bit and then drop again.
Nice.
As soon as you touch it, there's no force pulling it or anything. It's done.
I'd like to run into that direction.
All right. So yeah, you run at them, and suddenly they start cackling and disperse. So they're all running in different directions.
Okay, cool.
Three of them stick together and they run the same way.
I recast light. Wait, that's range. Okay.
Light needs to be on something. So
Yeah, well, I could extend the range, but they might be too far away by now.
you can't cast light on them.
No, but on one of the weapons. I don't know.
It needs to be an unattended, or at least someone would be willing to do that.
Sure. Okay. Then I'll just
I don't
cast
think
light
I'll willingly
on
let them
my.
cast it.
Just cast light on my stone.
Yeah. Okay. So you now see a little bit better. You ran after them a bit. You're running into the woods. There's
Yeah.
no path, no trail here. It's just trees.
Onto the edge of the wood, and then back.
Yeah. So you do that. They run away from you. They're how fast are you?
I mean, normal speed.
What's normal speed?
25.
Yeah,
25.
25.
Well, I mean, it depends on ancestry, armor, feats.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. So normal human speed, 25, sure.
Hmm.
They seem to be faster than you, so they run. You do notice that as soon as you stop, they stop as well, and if you walk back, they follow you a little bit again.
Okay. I'd like to start casting something visibly
Give me an intimidation check.
without actually finishing the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I get it.
okay, 9.
9.
Me too.
So, of the group of 3 that was still together, one actually does this, winches a bit, but the other 2, they start cackling. Or
Okay.
continue cackling, I guess.
Okay, I finish the cast without actually casting it. And then slowly walk back. Are they coming closer again?
I got no range to get them.
Well,
And what I see is that...
I have no need to kill them.
No, I get that. Neither do I. If they just remain there, then it's fine.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna sit at the camp and throw rocks at them every time they get near.
Is this something you can keep doing all night without making too much of a noise? Because I'll just go back to sleep.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Feral and Akaya,
Sure.
can you give me perception checks, please?
Yeah. 13.
No. 11.
All right. Can you two give me perception checks, please?
Okay.
You're a bit farther away.
Natural 1.
14.
I'm fetching rocks.
14.
Molly?
I mean,
Molly doesn't really see much either. So you're doing all of this, and you're all looking at this weird display. As you turn back, Feral, you notice your bedroll is gone.
Come on. Sleep now. I'll start looking around to see if it has been moved or there might be any tracks that...
Yeah, you clearly see drag marks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll follow the drag mark.
All right.
Pero
Where are you going?
Something took my bedroll.
Yeah, those little freaks.
No, I get that. If we go after them, that's fine by me. I've had enough sleep. Then we'll need to pack our belongings and go together before anything else starts missing.
Being stolen.
Crying out loud, I'm never sleeping outside again.
I'm afraid you have to get used to it.
Cheers to that.
I think it's gonna be a life of short sleeps.
Uh,
I'm afraid so.
well,
The
being a
night's
Star
rest was
Seeker
enough,
has been
yes or no?
horrible for my night
Yeah.
rest anyway, so...
Very good. Because that's 6 hit points.
So,
more.
yes, you're gonna have to, take a break at some point in a few hours or so, but it's enough to now pursue at least.
Cool.
So we pack our things.
Okay, so
So
Yes,
we don't
we
lose
pack
more
our
stuff.
Indeed.
plus level,
Fine.
right?
It's con times level.
Yeah, too bad.
We actually had enough rest then?
Yeah, you did.
Alright. When I pick up my shield, I want to, even though it's heavier, I know that, see if I still can pull it high enough to defend myself and all that stuff.
You can. It'll cost you 2 actions to raise.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
then why are you fussing with your shield like that?
It's fucking heavy. I'm not sure what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a big slab of shield.
No, it's heavier than normal. Molly,
Oh.
Molly and I lifted
Oh,
with
it
4
really
hands
is.
and we could, but it's heavier than normal.
I think those creatures did something to it. That's actually a pretty good joke.
Does any of you have nature trained?
I have nature trained.
Yeah, I know,
Oh.
but you already rolled for this, so.
But I would like to cast Detect Magic on it.
Right? Yes.
Right? Can I identify it?
No.
No.
You need to be
no.
higher level for that.
I will...
You could study it, but that would take an hour, so.
No, I'll just cast the spell magic on it.
Alright.
I have one of those prepared as well.
This doesn't work for my shield ally.
No.
Good.
What's the shield ally?
It gives me 2 hardness more and the half of my hit points and breaking trade goes up. So
Mhm.
and also
But it's like a spirit in your shield, or?
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I gotta quickly
Spirit.
look up how that works.
Shield Spirit.
The guardian.
Ah, okay.
Part of the guardian came into it to protect me more.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's Pinky. It's in the shield. Yeah.
Can you give me the spell check?
Yeah, that's the D20 plus spell attack roll, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That is super poor. 12.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Again, we're
That's
rolling really bad.
Yeah.
We're off to a good start.
Went to the
Yeah.
17, get to the 3.
This is some powerful magic, though.
I sense that for now it's all we can do. I'm afraid so.
Wait, you didn't manage to...
No, I tried it. But the magic or what, if it's theirs, then it's too strong for now. I suggest we go after the battle of Pharaoh.
Sure.
So you pack up your things?
We packed up.
Yep.
So yeah, you've had 3 watches of about like 2.5 hours, so it's fine. That's enough. Before you, that is. Yeah. So it's fine,
Did I
but
also
you're gonna have to rest like
know.
another 2 hours
Did
or
I
so.
make my meditation to the guardian?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can heal.
Yeah.
How
definitely.
do you look? Because I look still shit-faced.
Still wounded too, but that's not gonna help with healing. And
So
about
it is, but not instantly. You have to. It's either treat wounds or you have to be healed to full and then rest for 10 minutes. Then it's gone as well.
I think healing to full would be easier.
I get
I'm
that.
at 1/3.
Then I'll do you. I'm a half. I heal you.
Yay.
12 hit points.
So benevolent.
I know.
At
Still-
half, you that includes the nighttime healing.
That includes the nighttime healing. It's only
Jeez.
6.
What's your
So-
con?
Now I'm
Plus 2.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Are you going to chase the guys?
We're going to chase the battle.
Yeah. So by now it's tracking because chasing they well, you definitely still hear them around.
yeah.
Oh, I get that.
They
Do
could
I
have
have to
left.
now sit still for 10 minutes, or can we just walk?
I mean, no. If you wanna clear the the wounded condition, you have to sit still. You have to lie still, basically.
Okay. Maybe how long does it take to treat the wounds?
Also 10 minutes.
Also 10 minutes.
Look,
Oh.
guys, my bedroll is missing.
Yeah. One thing before we go, you're good at stealing stuff, right? Yes, you do.
Yes.
Can you check us all if we have any loose things that are easily obtained that they are not trying to get off us from?
Clever.
I know how to work with thieves.
Fair, yeah, you had some experience.
Yes.
Yeah, quite some. I'll try to steal something of all of them.
Yeah, just give
See
me a
if they
thievery
notice.
check.
Perfect.
It's like ethics stealing, I guess.
Damn it! 15.
15. I mean, it's enough to pinpoint the easier to grab things. There's probably still a few things they could take, but not without you noticing easily, at least.
Good.
Like a bedroll's easier because you're all looking at
Yes,
different
yeah.
The
directions.
other way.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's something
And
now.
filter your perceptions. So.
Alright.
But I don't actually steal anything.
No. You just check if something
I
is loose.
assume, cause, I mean, he asked you to do it, so you would all
Yeah?
be very aware.
Yeah, okay.
Very aware.
Also,
No, I
don't
don't
steal from your own party, please.
No.
Yeah,
Or do, I don't really care.
and then die.
Alright.
No.
Who is a good tracker of us? I work fine in cities.
Yeah.
I have no tracking whatsoever, but
That's survival. You don't have survival,
I do have survival. I even have
which is
lore.
tracking.
Okay, fair enough.
I've never been this far out of the city.
Then yes, I'm very good at tracking.
Right, give me a
Same.
survival check to follow them.
Sure. That's 24.
Yeah, so you use your light with the rock. You have your shield up.
No, I have my weapon up.
Right.
My shield on the back.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, and you start following the tracks. They're not like at first they're pretty easy to make out, but then they go into the woods, and then it's no longer drag marks through mud. It's like broken twigs and stuff. What you're following. At some point, you stop and you hear the same cackle again. They're definitely still close, or close again. And you look up and you see them in the distance. You see 3 of them.
Do you see the battle?
Give me a perception check.
No, natural 1.
Do I see the battle?
Yeah, I mean you can roll as well.
22.
Yeah, well, you see one of them, because there's the 3 standing in front of him, but that's about 40 feet away, but 10 foot behind that, you see one who seems to be struggling with the bedroll, because he has it partially over his head and just walking around. Like, it's
Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly,
sort of
wobbly.
adorable.
Oi. Let's get rush to it. He's not really moving fast now.
Alright,
On my mark,
Go,
Oh.
run.
and we charge towards that one.
so yeah, as you charge at him, the others run. This one seems to be a bit too slow though. So it tries to run.
But it drops its...
It walks into a tree and falls over. So you don't have to roll for that. That's what happens. It's on the floor.
Can I grab it?
Right, give me an athletics check. Let's see.
Like, I mean the pixie thingy, the gremlin.
Uh-huh.
No, I can't. 8.
No.
Athletics, right?
Yeah.
8.
I want to do the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm
alright.
not sure if I can.
You have time to do it. It's
Alright.
currently on the floor.
What do we need to add?
Athletics?
Athletics, so that's 27.
You grab it.
That's a crit success, yeah. So he's restrained actually, so he really cannot move.
Hold him in the face. What did you do to my shield?
Yeah, so it's about yay big.
I want to see his face in my with a very menacing look.
Give me an intimidate check.
This is going to be a very low roll. 18.
Right, so you do that and it just starts screeching first and looking around panicked, and then starts like spitting some words at you. You have no clue what it's saying. It doesn't seem to understand you, or it's refusing to understand you. But
Hold it over your-
you point at the shield and you see it like it's panicked and then it calms down and just starts laughing at you. Okay, give me an attack roll.
What?
May I cast a spell on you?
The spell?
No, a spell.
Oh, you can cast a spell on me.
Okay. Enlarged person.
Why?
Extra menacing.
This is amazing!
Right, so Bowden now becomes
A large dwarf.
a large dwarf. Yeah, it definitely adds to the effect. He's now
Hey, your
sitting in the
ego now fits.
palm of your hand, and then you punch him, right? Okay, give me an attack roll.
Oh, this is going to be painful for it. 28. I don't know if an armed is. No, I'm trained in armed, so 28.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm
But
not
he's
sure
now
if,
flat.
if the enlarged.
Yeah, I'm looking up what that
Yeah,
does.
that's +2 to your damage.
Well, that's very nice.
So yeah, you're also clumsy one, but that's
Yeah.
that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so +2. Yeah, it's a crit.
What do I need to do for damage? D4? D3?
I'm not. I think it's
D20?
D4s. Let's just make it a D4. It's fine.
Even if I'm large?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's the
Alright.
+2 damage. And PF2 enlarges. not as
and
much
just
about
plus
damage.
strength and then +2.
Yeah,
8.
and then double.
16.
Okay.
It's flat.
It's alive. So yeah, you punch it real good, and you just see like a bunch of teeth fall out,
Alright.
and it just looks completely dazed and stunned.
And someone got me shield off me back.
Don't you think that was a little excessive?
No, it's not.
I'll try to get the shield that's now large off your
And
back.
extra heavy.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as it's hard to get it off your back. Once it's off your back, it shrinks back to normal size.
Mhm.
But it's still really heavy for a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Place it on the ground.
I place it on the ground.
I put his hat on the shield. Fix it!
Yeah, it's like whimpering and like bleeding all over it, but it doesn't seem to do anything with it.
Fix it!
I'll pull my bedroll away to make sure he doesn't bleed on it.
Yeah, so I assume you got the bedroll off of him before you...
Yeah,
Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to see you anyway.
No.
Yeah.
This needs to be personal.
Yeah, so... Yeah, you drag the bedroll away for
Yeah.
safety. Makes sense. You do that and you just see it shaking no.
Franz!
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
shit.
no, it has no clue what to do. It's just hanging there.
Alright, I'll take me dagger. Put it against his throat. and I'll
Bowden, even
I'll-
I think
Man,
that's
I'll-
It's like
excessive.
yay
No, no,
big
no.
for him.
No, no.
Yeah.
I'll show it around to the others if they can still see it.
Give me a perception check.
Damn.
Let's be done. 18.
So you notice a few like stepping forward again and looking like no longer laughing. It's weird.
Alright.
Oh, really?
Fix me shield! Or your friend dies.
Yeah, there's some noise of them talking.
I point towards my shield
With the dagger.
with the dagger in my hand, but I can point like this when I have the dagger like that.
So
It was back.
well, okay. So you see a
lot of
group.
excessive violence for you.
No,
Police brutality.
Oh,
Yeah.
violence.
I gave him.
Violence at
I
all.
gave him multiple warnings.
So you see a group of 3 of them stand together, and there's 2 who are standing a little bit back. So there's one standing in front of them. The 2 in the back, they look at each other and they're like frantically discussing something. And then both of them, so you see them like nod their heads 3 times, and then just shove the other one forward. And he just trips forward and falls to the ground, and then gets up and looks at you and
Betrayed.
very carefully steps back. And then looks back and starts shouting at the others.
Or
Nice.
Any ideas? I don't want to kill it.
Then don't.
I won't, but they don't know
Look.
that.
This one obviously can't fix what you wanted to fix, and while you now have the size to fit your ego, maybe tone it down a bit.
I think
sorry,
this one has been scared enough.
I
So-
know.
So the one in your hand just starts sobbing.
Aww.
I'm not killing it, but he does need to know
Well, it's
that.
close.
Yeah, but he does need to know that. This gives a good concussion.
I'm not judging. I'm just
No,
telling.
no.
Let's just leave. And leave. I think they've learned their lesson. I'm sure the magic on your shield will wear out eventually, or maybe we can try to dispel it at a later time. But
Dispel magic on the shield.
All right, give me the roll.
Give me the roll. I rolled 17. What do I add?
Your spell attack.
So that's 7, I guess.
24.
24. How much did you roll?
I had
A natural 3.
yeah.
Okay.
12.
Damn.
I need the rules for this. More specifically. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Maybe it's 25. Anyways.
It doesn't matter.
No. Okay. I tried. Figured I could do something, but
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry, friend.
Okay, I want to try to grab the little sobbing critter off Bowden.
I'm not letting go. Not yet.
Tickle Bowden.
Come on, you've tortured the little thing enough.
Normally I would allow that, but right now Bowden is large, so it's kind of hard to, he just...
Beat it,
Yeah.
Shrimpy. But you always said to me. Alright. I suggest we'll just go. Hopefully my shield will be okay. Hopefully they have learned a lesson not to mess with people.
Yeah, probably. Are you gonna put that one down?
Not yet.
It's gonna come with me.
Yay, we have
No.
a pet now?
They don't need to know that he'll be safe and we let him go. But they don't need to know that, and it doesn't need to know that.
Unless they're just messing with us and they do understand what we're saying.
But in that case, good for them, right?
Yeah.
But they know, but this is just a small punch if we get close to them again.
Yeah.
It
The
won't
one
be
large
a
only
it
lasts for
won't be
5 minutes.
a small punch. Alright, I'll turn around and let's go.
Right. It crawls away.
No, I have it in my hand still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do the others do?
So you don't let it go?
No.
Not yet.
Right. Yeah, they're waiting,
Go.
looking at you.
After about 60 feet walking backwards, and they all came to. Put down till his feet are on the ground. I'll make a move.
Like those pictures you
Let
said.
him go and just push it back towards its friends.
Oh, it just falls over.
Aw.
And
It's a gently nudge. It's just
yeah, it didn't need much more, man. You punched the living hell out of it. So yeah, you try to do that gently, but you're now a giant to it. You're large, it's tiny. It falls over and then just tries to get up, and you see like the wavering knees, and just it tries to crawl
Aw.
forward. Yeah, I'm sorry.
that's fine.
Overkill.
No, it's still alive, so it's not overkill.
Is it still alive?
It's alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barely.
It's just traumatized for eternity.
Like 4 more.
Oh, I couldn't kill him anyway. I rolled a 2 on a d4. So I couldn't. No. If I rolled a 4, I
Yeah.
would have killed him
It would
because it
have
was
doubled,
crit.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Noise.
Man. Okay.
Cool.
We set an image here. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Hey, if they teach their friends not to mess with us, then it's a safe journey. I mean, they are up to no good anyway.
I'm sure there's worse in the forest.
I know by stealing and... Well, in that case, it's not good enough.
That's true. What does the magical compass say? The direction we need to go.
The magical compass says we're gonna sit still for 10 minutes.
Interesting.
Right.
Again.
That's very
I do appreciate that.
detailed.
Yeah.
Okay. So you return to normal size within those 10
Mhm.
minutes.
Do you heal me?
And
Or
my
you-
wounded disappears.
Yeah, if you so you're gonna just sit here, wait it out, because you're gonna need
Yeah.
about like an hour or 2 hours more to just actually be rested. It is light by now.
I get that, but do you try to treat my wounds?
I'll try to treat your wounds.
Cool.
Then we'll just sit here for...
18.
Yep, to the 8.
2 and 4.
Yeah, it's something. And after my 10 minutes healing myself.
So who else is up for another nap?
31,
Yep.
43.
Good. Roll out bedroll, take a nap.
Yeah.
You want to sleep here with these
I
Back
your
to
friends
the
around?
camp.
no, I
camp.
suggest
Well, they
we.
found us there as well.
I suggest.
Yeah, I
we-
think I'll stay away with
I
Bode and Big Bones here.
still. I suggest that if we shown signs of weakness like sleeping, then they might come to. How does that word? How did it go?
Come back.
No, it has a. My captain said it. It's something with an R.
Retaliation.
I think that was that. Yeah. Anyway, they will probably do that if we are asleep and. Well.
Yeah. I mean, it's light now, so we might as well just keep moving. Oh, and there's a whole world to explore.
Might take a longer lunch break
Yes.
then.
And I'd be a lot happier doing that if I had had a nap.
I completely agree with you, but I don't. Well, it's just this area. It's just lost its charms to me.
Are we at the top of the cliffs as we imagined them to be at the top?
You were, and then you ran into the forest a bit, because right at the cliff it's a plateau you see now, and it's full of forest. You don't really see much else, except can you all give me a perception check, please?
Initiative.
There's a tower. What?
This is not initiative.
16.
19.
Natural 20 makes 25.
Wow,
Natural
all right.
1.
Yeah, you're kind of
I'm
you really
grumpy.
want that nap, yeah. So
Grumpy and hangry.
how much did you have, Talonite?
19.
So you see it first. So there's a landmark, like actually one landmark, because other than that it is all forest as far as you can see. But there's one of the trees seem to be sticking out like way above the canopy. You would know that as an old tree that the druids sometimes revered. It's called Iano Ulte, and it's supposedly a massive old tree that may or may not be sacred. That has sort of been a debate amongst druids for
Long time.
a long time. It's been there since before Broken Star was founded, so at least 600 years.
Okay, so this is something people have seen from the city.
Yeah, sometimes,
Okay.
like on clear days, you could see it,
Okay.
but it's like it looked like a tree that sticks out over the canopy. That's about all you know.
Hey, look, that's the massive tree you could sometimes see from Roken's.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called
Iano Ulte.
Yano Ulte. It has a
Yay,
beautiful name
a
that nobody
tree.
remembers.
Yeah, like some druids remember, some don't.
Well, that's a good first thing to check out. I mean, if we see that, the ones that came before us must have gone that way as well.
Oh, mother's
suppose.
merciful methods. Come on, did you all forget that the river flows, stops, and then turns into a fall? Let's go check that out first. Before we go on a hike towards a tree.
Is that tree any special compared to the rest, other than being a little more solo?
It seems very far away still. It would still be...
No, the one we've passed. There was one.
Oh,
that
the
stuck
one...
out.
right. No, that was just... Well, it was weird because it was a tree there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Suddenly.
Yeah.
Now, I understand your point, but if the river just stops halfway, it leads to the ethereal falls. Who knows what might be there? If there's anything there at all.
Exactly.
So, before we... So, before we jump into an unknown nothingness, maybe just have a quick look at this tree. and then jump into the ethereal
Yeah, but
stuff.
the tree is
Jump
like
into
miles away. I'm not suggesting jump into it straight away, just chuck a rock at it. Maybe? He's good at chucking rocks, apparently.
Haven't really hit anything. Just a general direction. Huh,
Well,
What
what do you think?
Toss it in on one side, see if it comes out the other.
I think we should stay on the edge of the forest. Going in deeper is more dangerous.
Don't want to see this tree up close.
Yes, but after a rest.
Well, where should we go? And Molly looks at you, and the
I'd like to
sphere.
go check out the falls. The gap in the falls.
But what does the sphere say?
Take out the sphere, check it. And notice it points to the falls.
Or does it?
Give me a deception check.
Yeah, I don't believe you anymore.
That's more from Molly. Like you solve it, I see.
21.
Molly's like, okay.
Well, if the thing says so, then
Oh dear.
I think we should check it out.
Very lucky. People are so gullible.
I know!
Gullible, willing, whichever.
Same.
So you make your way back.
I
Easy to
trust
manipulate.
Molly's
It's
insight.
not that far, right?
It's not that far now. It's about an hour or so. A
Eesh.
little more. Well, you walked an hour after you were there, so before you set up camp.
Okay.
Right. So what do you want to check out? Because you make your way back. Same thing. So you see the same thing, the massive river going into this shimmering thing, and then there's this valley where a few trees were, and then the ethereal falls. And in the middle where the ether spider.
Does it
pops
look
out.
like there's a extended corridor or something? Like there's a pathway, not just there, but continuing along the cliff or something.
This was the path along the cliff.
But I mean, there's an interruption. Does the interruption continue
I'd like to take a very colorful ribbon.
sideways?
What do you mean? I don't understand. So here's the river,
Yeah.
right on the plateau.
Yes.
Here's the gorge.
Yes.
There's the falls.
How far does the gorge extend?
Like
You mean how wide is it?
Yeah.
That's a few hundred feet.
Okay. But does it have a clear end?
I mean, you came in through one side and exited through the other. So yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering if this is a very local interruption or a stream.
The
So-
river doesn't flow around it. The
No,
whole river
no.
is interrupted and continues over the falls.
Yeah, you don't see it anywhere else.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'd like to take a bright ribbon, tie it around a rather large branch, and toss it in the river, see where it goes.
All right. From which point? So-
From
So up the plateau then. So you're walking
Up the
up to
plateau.
the river.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, as you get closer, you notice that it's a really wild river. It's also wide. Yeah, you toss a branch with a ribbon into it, and it gets taken away instantly. Do you want to hold on?
No, I want to
Okay.
see where it goes. I
Alright.
tie the ribbon to it to identify if it comes out the other way over the falls.
Yeah, you can see the falls from here though.
In that case, I won't do that.
All right.
That was the whole
Well,
point.
we can walk this through, and maybe we can go to the other side and see if there comes out a branch with a very colorful ribbon on top of it.
Maybe someone should go there already,
I
and then I'll toss it.
will.
Like, wave, and then I'll toss it.
Right. So you split up
Uh,
and do this
anyone
test.
Getting to
Yeah.
come along with me. Better
We're
to
not
save
really.
travel at least in pairs, not alone.
Molly will join you then if no one else will.
Brave.
Sure. But yeah, you toss it in with the ribbon, and you expect it on the other end. It takes a while, but you do eventually see a colorful ribbon tied to a branch.
Right. Well, we walk back. There was a
So yeah.
frankly wet but colorful ribbon
Well,
tied to a branch.
okay, so that works.
Do you need anything else?
Does anybody want to jump in and see where it goes between here and there?
Gladly not.
No.
I'm afraid if you do so, then the sheer force of the water just pulls you towards the waterfall and plummets you down.
Yeah, probably.
And if you survive that, you have to walk the entire way back up alone.
Yeah, and we're not going to be waiting for you.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting I jump in.
I know. But since you're asking if someone wants to jump in, we would all volunteer you.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
In the meanwhile, I take a nap
Fair.
against a nearest tree.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I'm done playing poo sticks now, so
Okay.
You're done now here.
so
So
I'll take out the orb again and this time actually check where it points.
Right, yeah. So you open this golden sphere that last time you checked showed with a bright red star where you should go. It pointed. But it seems dormant. It's not moving at all.
So, where does it lead us?
Up.
That way.
But dormant in
What
the
is
same
Stars are
direction.
asleep during the day, apparently.
I know, but just an hour ago it pointed to the ethereal falls.
It did. Maybe it was a bit of residual magic. Or I was standing in the shadow.
Probably.
Probably.
Huh. But
So-
there's no
sounds
arrow at all
logical,
now,
right?
or
No, there is an arrow, but it doesn't seem to move at all. And the brightly red colored star is just it's dormant. It's like a dark red rusty color.
interesting. Maybe it's only active at night.
Odin, can I give you some advice? I'd like to say this one-on-one.
sure.
Believe everything I
No, I do not. But
Look,
come.
If this
Little
is
bit.
what Akaya says, trust less than this.
No, I get that. I've known her since we were childs, and well, she done me over a few. But it sounded logical. I mean, I don't know anything about magic, so not like that, at least.
Bodin.
Told you at least twice already.
Bodin. I would trust her with your life if I were you.
You're not here, so that's good.
Can
So
I not
you still want to
move
check out this tree then?
Oh.
Well,
Sure, yes.
The forest edge would be a good idea that you suggested.
Is the tree at the forest edge?
So the
No,
edge would really be like alongside the cliff. Other than that, all
Oh.
you see is forest from
So
here.
the forest it is then.
Is the tree at the forest edge?
No, middle.
Okay.
Where do I remember where the star was pointing last night?
Mostly south. This is mostly south.
Yeah, okay, tree word it is.
Because it was mostly like away from the cliffs, and that's also where the tree is.
Alright, I want to look for a kind of straight branch that is possible.
Sure, you're in a forest.
About a year long.
All right. Sure.
I want to try to get it off of the tree.
All right.
Some force,
Uh,
probably.
yeah.
If we
Okay.
first, you mean the very tall tree? We have to hike there first.
No, not that tree. Just a random tree.
Random tree. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can find some
Great.
branches or
Great.
break it off with some
I will
force.
try to remove all the excessive branches,
All right.
and then I'll begin with my dagger to make a nice point on it.
You're gonna make a spear as you're trying to make your way through the forest,
but
because
this-
it's gonna take you some time.
I'm walking. It doesn't have to be perfectly. I mean, it's not going to be a spear. It's going to be
It's
a
pointy
stake.
stick.
That when we are setting up camp, maybe we have 3 or 4, we can block some sort of
All right. Yeah. So sure, you can do that, but it does mean that that is what you're doing
I'm
on
not
the road.
watching. No,
Yeah.
I'm trusting on the rest.
You have your shield on your back, I
I
assume?
have a shield on my back.
Yeah, how's
Still
your
heavy?
shield doing?
I don't know. It's still heavy.
It's still heavy.
Is that a trained action?
What?
Creating a spear?
I mean, creating an actual weapon, yes, but a spear is literally
Yeah,
the
fair.
simplest
Creating a
weapon you could
pointy
make.
stick, Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Mm.
You can make it pointy. It'll be an improvised weapon,
Yeah, but it will be a stake
Yeah.
that we put in the ground.
which is fine. All right. So you, how do you do this? Because you see a massive forest, and you see way in the distance, a few miles out at least, you see this tree. You just start walking. Or
Yeah, I think we'll try to go as straight as possible. You're the wilderness expert now, so
Of course. I grab my compass, get an idea of where the tree is.
mostly south.
Mostly south.
south.
So we're going into the direction of mostly south.
Yeah.
So that when the tree is no longer visible, we're still walking to the right direction. I hope.
All right.
And every once in a while, you can climb up a tree and check if you can see it.
Yeah, of course. Climb up a tree.
So, as a nature person, you would know that indeed, if you were to now walk into the forest, the chances are you can't see it most of the time. It'll be hidden behind the canopy.
Rough estimation, keep it in check, and let's go.
All right. So just into the forest you go.
Into the woods.
Right. Give me a survival check to lead the way.
We shall lead the way with a non-natural 20.
All right. So you're doing a good job at keeping the correct direction, because you can't just walk straight,
That's
right? You have to walk around roots, bigger trees and stuff.
Yeah.
So every now and then you have to stop, maybe indeed climb a tree, check if you're still going in the right direction. But you're keeping mostly on track. Can you give me a perception check?
18.
18. So you still hear a bunch of wild animals. The cackling is definitely gone. There's no more of
Good.
that.
Good.
Whatever it was, they seem to have left you alone by now.
Strange.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe the giant dwarf was scary enough.
maybe.
Yo.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Thought it would be.
So, with your survival, you eventually pick up a few game trails. Like, it's not a path, but it's better than just walking through the dense forest without any guidance. So you stick to that, you follow that. You're not being harassed by anything on the way. Most animals here seem to leave you alone. You're kind of a scary group of 5 people like this.
It's mostly critters.
Yeah, it's mostly critters. But a few hours in, probably like 3 or 4 hours in, you spot a bit of a clearing with a patch of poppies.
Okay.
Yay.
How many improvised stakes can I make in a couple of hours?
On the road?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
One
so-
and a half.
Well, it kind of
2?
depends on how big they need to be.
I mean, if I can just stick them in the ground with the pointier end, because then it's easier
Yeah,
to put
but
them in the
it's
ground.
like, are you defending against rabbits or against horses? Because that kind of matters.
They're like this large,
Yeah.
but I only need this much into the ground. The rest is just branch.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can make a couple. Like, if you want to do more than that, you're gonna have to actually take time
Yeah,
to do, or have help.
Yeah, if we have a couple at least. If we can get in a cave or something, then at least a part is protected.
Yep. All right.
Three.
So the clearing is small. You definitely see that the canopy is still quite dense here. It's overhanging a bit. Can you give me a nature check?
That's nothing.
Let's see.
That's 23.
But it stands out to you not because, hey, flowers, but because these are the first flowers you really see here. This forest is extremely dense, and most of it you see is trees. Like, that's what catches the sun, and then there's like moss and stuff, but no flowers. But
Ah.
here, there's like a small mound with flowers.
Are the trees green?
Yes.
Okay. You never know. This is unusual.
Why? It's flowers in the forest.
Yes. But that makes it unusual.
Why? Flowers aren't supposed to grow in forests.
Not one like this, I suppose.
Okay.
Care to elaborate on that?
Sure. Should we also warn you if we see a shrubbery?
No. Unless it's man-made, then maybe yes. Oh. Yeah.
Nice one.
I would like to get a closer look to see why this thing is here. Like, why is this special?
Right. Yeah, you get a little closer and you notice the ground. It looks very soft.
Like swampy soft.
Mm.
Or let's take a nap here, soft.
Or burial mounds?
Quicksand.
So the ground doesn't have a strange shape to it, like barrel
Not-
size.
often shaped.
Okay.
Well, so no, it is a little mound, so it's definitely it's different than the rest, but it's not like the surface is flat here anyway.
Interesting.
If you're walking over to the flowers, I'm joining you. Hey Molly, come on, let's make flower crowns.
Do I know if,
Alright.
if poppies have any cultural...
Give me a society check.
yeah.
Hmm.
9.
Mm.
These rolls.
No, they're pretty though.
So yes, I take Molly to go pick flowers.
Yeah, you pick flowers. Sure, that's fine. You do that. Nothing jumps at you or anything.
Okay, good.
It's not all like that.
So, beside the ground being a little more moist, is there anything else special that sticks out or noticeable? Is there something in the middle? Like,
Not that you see. No.
interesting.
I mean, I'm just pointing this out. You don't have to do anything with it. Just,
No. Just I'm taking every opportunity to
I get
see
it.
what I can see.
All right.
Plot hooks.
You never know. I mean,
And he's laughing himself silly because we're mumbling about over a bunch of
flowers.
flowers instead of just moving on.
yeah, but he mentions them and they're there.
Sometimes I mention things. Yes.
Yeah. Guess just curiosity.
So we make a few flower crowns and like put one on Molly and she looks adorable.
Okay.
All right.
And I put
Sure.
a few flowers in my braid. And, hey, Bodin, you want one?
No,
Plonk! Too late.
thank you. This is nice behavior of you. I'm glad.
You look so feminine. We
Nice.
move on.
Do
Yeah,
they
the
give
beard
a
makes it very
particular
Yeah.
overwhelming scent or something, you know?
I mean, it definitely smells different, but it smells good.
Okay.
Like-
Yeah, you never know.
Give me a perception check.
Okay,
Let's see,
fair
let's see.
enough.
Can we
We're gonna die! No, I'm just kidding. 29.
29.
Holy shit.
Can we
That's really
boil
high.
down some of the seeds into actual opium?
You could definitely do that. So, so you're taking a moment to take in the smell, and you get the smell of the poppies, and it's pretty good. And a bit of the opium, and it's pretty good. But there's also there's this smell, this distinct smell of decay.
I look around. Is it coming from somewhere else?
Doesn't look like it.
Something is dying nearby. Interesting.
Ew.
Decay as in rotting flesh or rotting plants or like...
Yeah, it's more the flesh, but
Okay.
it smells like old.
Hmm. Something may have died here.
Well, like I said, maybe it's a burial mound.
I suggest we'll leave it be and respect.
I agree. I mean,
The-
we're on a big adventure. We can't be stopping for every flower we see along the road.
That's today.
Okay. There might be treasures buried. I say and walk away.
Well,
Might be.
they should be respected to that.
Yep.
Yeah, but treasures aren't dead.
No, I get that, but if you want to go
Well.
digging, then that's fine. But There's not the time for that now.
Why not? We just took time to go picking
What do you
flowers.
want to do with treasures if we don't have anything to use it for? Most of the time treasures are used for, I don't know, gold or anything.
Yes, and sometimes there's just something really pretty shiny there.
And that's fine, but we don't have any use for it now.
It's a pretty shiny. What other use do you need?
I think we had this discussion many of times.
Yeah, let's not get into that again.
No,
Just start digging.
I'm not going to dig.
Can I try to move some of the moss with my foot, see if anything happens?
You
Like,
can.
not too much, but
Right, so you just...
I'm not actually going to dig, it's just like, kick. Yeah, you're
Right.
just a mountain.
So yeah, you try and clear some of it, and you feel that the ground is quite soft here. Yeah, that's it. It's like you're just doing a little bit with your foot, right? You're not digging, so
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
Hey, Tala, I'm waiting.
Okay.
Go.
Okay.
Right. Yeah,
So-
I moved on already. So.
Hey, come on, my nails. I'm not
We
gonna
shouldn't
dig
split
for
up.
dirt.
I know,
Yeah.
but we shouldn't split up.
I was just ahead of the train.
Hmm.
And I don't think Bowden is gonna let me use his shield as a shovel, so...
Heck no.
It's a very heavy shovel right now.
That's funny.
So you continue on ahead along your journey towards
The tree.
the tree.
Yeah.
The rough south.
Yeah, the rough south. So
Okay, let's see, what would that have been?
No!
No,
What would that have been?
no,
No.
because then you can go back in
No.
game.
No.
Hell no.
Oh.
nope.
Nope.
So you continue
Okay, once
along
we're far
ahead.
enough away.
And it gets clearer now. It's still quite far away. You still have a few hours to go, but you definitely see that if you get to a part where the canopy is a bit lighter, you definitely see something large sticking out over the canopy, which is green at the very least.
Great.
Even at this time of year.
Yeah, it is.
Great.
Pine trees.
We see these skies now. Maybe it's a good idea to take that rest of 1 or 2 hours.
Okay.
Nap.
It's like late in the afternoon by now, so
Yeah,
Late in the afternoon.
take 1 or
Wouldn't it be better to just press on for a bit? Maybe
have a
till we
longer.
reach
Get
the
an
tree
early
and
night.
just have a good night's rest.
Fair enough. Do you think we can make it? The
No,
tree?
no, let's not make it to the actual tree, but a clearing near it.
Like the
Maybe.
one we just passed.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go back.
There's a weird mound with flowers there that
Yeah.
might eat us while they're asleep.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
How is
I
that
forgot about
possible?
that.
Flowers don't eat people.
Magic.
some do.
Yeah, but
I don't know
people die and decay and become fertilizer for flowers. Come on.
Yeah, living dead.
that. So how do we die from them then?
I twirl a knife.
Maybe the flowers
I'm not
are
saying you don't
poisonous.
die from the flowers.
Right. So you're gonna push forward
Yep.
still. Right. So a few more hours. You near the tree. Iano Ulte. But by now you notice that it is not actually a tree. It's a you see in a fairly large clearing, so you're still standing outside of this clearing, but it's a large in the clearing a massive round pillar rises up from the earth, and the top is completely grown over, hence the green. It is reclaimed by nature, but the lower parts you can actually quite easily recognize the alabaster tones of broken star architecture.
Alabaster again.
There are windows and
Armor.
doors all over,
Thing.
Right.
and the pillar, the tower itself must be at least 200 foot or so wide at its base. It's a large tower. Doors and windows are also like large, just like home.
This is great.
It looks kind of deserted from a distance at least.
Oh, druids are
Oh.
not gonna like this.
Suppose that's one myth debunked already.
Yeah.
When I
There
head
goes
back to
their
Broken
sacred
Star, share the
tree.
news.
Can I get some perception check, please?
Oh,
Really, you think?
I guess we can't.
Fuck's sake.
14.
21.
19.
8.
Alright. Right.
The third 3.
You die in that water. Oh.
So it is not in fact initiative. So I'm just gonna tell you, judging by the highest, and assume you share the information.
I do.
So
What
it
did you have?
21.
Okay.
So it appears that the clearing has sort of 2 layers to it. So there's an outer one with jagged edges, it's just partially reclaimed by roots and foliage, and then there's the inner one, which is perfectly circular. The sand in the inner one is brown, but has a bit of a golden shimmer to it, and the dirt in the outer layer is like a dark grey. A few patches of water in the inner layer, and they're surrounded by, lush greenery. You stand at the edge, and you take a few moments to take it all in. And as you do, so a few moments later, you see a deer to the right of you.
Alright.
So it's still at the edge. It doesn't seem to notice you now. You see it scanning, searching for something. And it hesitates for a bit, but then you see it head stop. And you see that it's looking at the patch of water. And it starts carefully moving towards the water, looking at you. Are you hiding? Are you staying out in the open?
I'm standing
Standing
still.
very still.
Give me stealth checks, please.
I would like to go stealth. Definitely.
12.
16.
9.
At 12.
So Molly helps you out a bit, and she just takes you back because you're about to stand on a twig or something. She goes, no. You see the deer stop for a bit, look at you, look frightened, but then continue along its way. So you see
You're not actually a threat.
the paw prints it leaves in the brown muddy earth as it approaches the inner layer, and then as it passes through, something odd happens. You all see a massive barrier just shimmer for a bit, and then a fawn appears in the inner circle. The deer is gone.
And a fawn appears and then
The fawn drops to the ground, panics, and tries to get up again. It takes a while. It's trying to walk. As it gets up, it runs away.
Back out again, or
Yes.
and
does
remains
it
a
become
fawn.
a deer again?
Well,
Okay, so who wants to relive their childhood?
No,
Hmm.
I don't know what it does.
well, I had a good childhood, but might take away my edge.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
That was weird though.
Yeah,
But
it was.
that is the only way to enter?
There's a
we
appears to
can
be
see.
a door or something.
So you see in front of you, you see the tower, and you see around it, you see the layers, but you
Mm.
can't look through the tower. So
Let's walk around
all
it,
you see here.
not approaching the inner circle.
Let's not enter that now.
Uh-huh.
Walk around it.
So, around which time of the day is this?
It's around 5ish. It's getting dark. Like not yet, but it's definitely getting there. It's twilight.
Right.
Um,
Might also be a
can
good
still
idea
see.
to save the exploration of this beautiful tree for tomorrow and just see if we can get some proper rest first.
That's all plan.
Yeah. Okay. So set up camp right here, or
Well, maybe a little bit out of sight. We don't know what's in the tower. Tree.
And it's right as you say that, of course,
uh-huh.
you hear halt, and
Oh,
that's
no.
why we'll take a break.
In common?
We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Of course.
Bye. Hello and welcome back.
Yay. So who
Hello.
called out halt?
Yeah. So wait. Yes, audio. Okay. Do you turn, because you were about to walk away and you hear halt?
I
I'll
try
freeze
to
in place.
turn around to the sound, the way the sound came from.
All right. So as you you turn around, you see that one floor up, which the floors are quite high in this tower as they are at home. You see a greenish grey-looking man point an arrow at you. He looks orcish from a distance, but at least he knows one word of common.
Right.
Halt.
Greetings, sir. The name is Boden Stonebreaker. We came from the Broken Star on an expedition mission and to See what's out there.
Yeah, it's hard to judge his facial expressions. It's way too far
Mhm.
away. So he points the arrow at you, and he just like, go around. Don't go through the barrier.
Thank you. We'll do that.
And he starts. You see him go down, and he pointed to the left.
I suggest we'll follow his lead.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, we plan to do that anyway, just after an hour.
Can I get some
Okay.
perception checks?
22.
17.
29.
14.
29. Right. So the rest is already moving, and you're last. But right before you go, you think you hear something really familiar, and you turn around, and like for a split second, you're sure you see one of the teal big ears just run away.
No! Bad gremlin.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
what
makes
was
sense.
Just them again.
Still?
Well, they didn't do anything else. So.
No, I get that. What night's rest will be preferable now in the tower?
If it's available. that's all.
If these people are okay.
They might be hostile.
We don't know that, but these are friendly. At least these are faces.
Sure.
And for now, we should treat them friendly. I mean,
Warily.
if we don't steal anything and to respect them, then we have the highest chance that they respect us.
With all due respect, though, we don't know these people. Might be best in the future to not randomly spill our mission details to everyone who speaks to us.
I just said we were exploring.
Well, you said where we were from, you told them your name, and what we're doing out here.
And I'm pretty
Just
sure
say-
that they don't know me name. But it's
Right.
polite to just to introduce yourself.
I understand, but I mean, not when he's
Pointing
pointing an arrow
at you.
at you.
Oh, but he waved
Then
away.
friendly folk is enough.
Hell no. If in middle of the night when I'm guarding something and I hear someone sneaking, like for instance Akaya, and they say halt, and she
You wouldn't
says
hear me.
friendly folk, I don't trust that. I want to have a name. I want to be a little bit of a verbal communication
Yeah,
in
but-
that.
I mean, as the one keeping guard, you could ask, "Who are you?" Instead of expecting anyone who, well, passes by to tell them your life story.
No, I get that, but if they
I'd
do,
start with don't shoot.
if
friendly
they do so, then it's more likely that they are with good intentions.
So are you in the meantime also
Yes.
walking?
Yes, we are also
Yes.
walking.
Right. So how do you do that? Do you use the forest edge, or do you traverse the outer circle?
We use the force. Right, I mean, we go around it.
Around it, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes a while then, because it's quite a long way around.
Mhm.
But eventually you notice that once you're like from where you were, like right there. So
Mhm.
you have to go about a third around the circle. You notice that there is a tunnel, an excavated tunnel. And from there you hear the same guy call, "Are you there?"
Hey,
'Cause he doesn't see you yet, but you see the tunnel now. and
I will here, 5 of us.
Hurry up!
I'll walk in.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Bowden go first.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So what you see is an excavated tunnel. The tunnel itself is lit by sconces holding torches, but you've seen them before. These torches don't emit heat. The floor itself seems to be just mud, but it's covered in wooden planks. You can tell though that the wooden planks are still fairly new. There's no rot or
Mm.
anything.
That's
So-
a nice tunnel you made here.
So yeah, on the other side of the tunnel, you now clearly see a half-orc. Waiting still with a knocked arrow. He's flanked by 2 humans, both in leather armor. They look to be about 40 years old, but the half-orc is a bit harder to tell how old he is. So he says, "Put down your weapons, hand them over."
My weapon. Alright.
Yeah, I'll hand over a rapier and one dagger, but there's one specific dagger that is not leaving my possession.
All right.
And it's also hidden.
I understand the precautions, sir, but we're also slightly curious. Is it a habit of yours to invite anyone who passes by?
Look, I don't know who you are or where you're from. No, this is new, but I'm sure we can learn from each other. We have some questions for you.
Ah, that's nice. Is it? I'll give me dagger without any problem. Put it on the ground. This is a family heirloom. Is it okay if I just bind it on my back with a lot of rope so I can just pull it out? I mean, it's still safe, but it's a family heirloom. I'm sure you understand.
So, you being from the guard, you would probably have like a peace bond or something you could strap to it so that you could still get it out of there, but it would take a lot of effort, so not in a pinch. So you probably have that. So yeah, that's fine.
Is that possible?
Yes.
Great. Like I said to you, sir, the name is Bodin Stonebreaker.
So by now he's definitely released the arrow because he's not that strong. He's not gonna do that for 5 minutes. That's
No. That's great.
so he puts it. Has everyone turned in their weapons?
Yeah.
Right. So
Mostly.
yeah. Well, visible weapons. So keeping it obscured is also fine. It means you can draw it quickly at least. So. So yeah, he lowers the bow and stretches out a hand as well, and he says, "Welcome to Baya Atun, home of Garland the Chosen. You are here by his leave."
We thank you for your hospitality. I am Firiel.
He steps aside to let you in. Now that you get inside here, so you've made your way through this inner barrier, and you're still you. That's a good thing, right? So you arrive at the courtyard of the tower. The tower itself, the bottom floor is entirely open, and there's also a large part of the wall is cut out. So you're sort of out in the open. You notice that there are quite a few people here. On this bottom floor alone, you see 2-3 dozen of people.
Great.
Like you could fit a whole lot more in a tower this size.
It's name.
Baya Atun is the home of Garland the Chosen.
Garfield the Chosen.
Garland.
What are your deities? Just checking real quick. I think I know. Never mind, I know.
Quite obvious.
No, okay.
The stranger.
Right.
Right.
Those with religion trained can make a check anyway.
9.
Bit trained actually.
17.
All right.
19.
All right. So the two of you've heard about the term Baya at some point, but you can't quite place it.
Sorry. Sorry to ask you some questions already. I don't know if we already started this, but who is Mr. Garland? Or
Yes, I will take you to him.
oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, you follow him. He's quite a large half-orc, but seems to only have his bow. Like you don't see any melee weapons of the sort. Also, the extra guards that were posted, they have simple spears. Doesn't seem to be much else, and their leather armor. So yeah, you follow him to presumably Garland. So he's also on the bottom floor still. There is a bit of a chair set up. It's mostly like old crates and then some tarp draped over it. It doesn't look all too fancy, and he's kind of lying back like this with one arm on a cane, a walking cane. He's an older man with long grey hair and an equally a long beard. When he says, "Hello."
Greetings, sir. The name is Bodin Stonebreaker. I led introductions of my companions over to them.
You see him like make half an effort to get up and then not. Forgive me if I stay seated. The name is Garland of Atun. Welcome to our humble place.
Thank you for your hospitality.
This is a lovely place that you've set up. How did you find it?
How did you get in?
That is quite the question. We've lived here for all our lives, all of us, for a different amount of time. But the way we... by the way, for as far as we know, Baya, our god, I believe you know her as the mother, and then it rings a bell, right? Which is, but it's like an archaic name that was sometimes used for that. It's not, you won't find it, you won't learn it in school or anything. But if you dig a little bit deeper in your religious text, then you might find that. He provides us with children every decade or so, and we have.
Sorry, wait, like new children come walking up, or just via the natural way of conception?
No, I'm afraid that all the women here are barren, but every 10 years, new children appear at the border. And I see your mistrust, and I understand. We've had the same worries ourselves, but this has been the way of Bayatun for many a year until now. And he looks at all of you.
We are the first adults to visit. No.
You are the first adults to visit and remain adult. Yes.
Just a question of curiosity. There any dwarf 20 years ago that now kind of looks like me pass through?
So he takes a good look at you. Well, forgive me for being...
I get
we have a few dwarves, yes. I wouldn't know if... And he gets a little awkward, trying not to be a racist old man.
I respect that.
Old dwarves look alike, they have a beard.
Kinda looks like another dwarf. Kinda. So, is there anyone special you're looking for?
Mr. Mr. Stonebreaker, I assume.
Well, as you can imagine, as people arrive here typically as infants, they don't come with names.
Then his name won't
As
ring a bell.
babies.
But yeah, but that's just what the
barrier does.
The barrier does. And we went through a tunnel under the barrier.
Right, you call this a barrier, we call it our god. I understand, but I do ask you to be respectful amongst
of course,
my children here.
Of course. Is it possible for me to, after we talked, of course, and if it's possible to meet me fellow kin?
Of course, if you're kind of heart, then I would gladly invite you to dinner.
That would be great.
You can meet the rest of the family.
That's great.
People are here, about roughly
37.
Have you heard of Broken Star?
We've seen the name on some of the books and equipment that the children typically are surrounded with.
Perhaps you've seen lights in the valley below.
That's some miles
I
away.
don't think they can...
Well, we could see the tree.
Yeah, so from the top you will be able to... we don't have that type of vantage point, not anymore at least. We've had to close the upper floors some years ago.
Why is that?
Everybody's curious.
I'm sure to tell you all about this at dinner.
During dinner, of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
For now, you must know that while I accept you here and welcome you, others may still disagree. I am called the Chosen for a reason. The previous ruler was exiled as she was strict in enforcing the old laws. which is why you are now the first here. But there might still be some people who prefer the old ways.
Do you remember where you're from?
I am from Baya Atun, the Tower of God.
You were born here.
As we were all, yes.
Who names the children?
We do, collectively.
I get that. That's nice. That's good.
Side note, can I get my knives back now? We're gonna be friendly.
Well,
I'd like
on
my
a
stuff
on
back.
a, on a side note, we respect you that we don't have any weapons that we can draw instantly. Let's keep it like that. Let's keep the peace.
Please do. I do not want you to scare my children with your weapons. We are not a fighting folk. We can barely defend ourselves if we have to. We thank the god for her defensive.
As a gift, perhaps that will be helpful. I've created some stakes that you can put in the ground near the entrance that might veer off some.
So as you
Guard the tower.
as you went in, you did see a fence being put in front of it. It's
Mm.
not much.
No, but
but it's
extra.
something.
It's something that could help. I'm not sure.
If
It's
you
a
think it
friendly-
helps,
As a friendly gift, as goodwill.
I thank you. And you see two guys take the stake from you. Well, did you bring them with you?
No,
like-
I put them down to the next to the deck.
Right,
because
okay.
They
So-
could be weapons.
Yeah, so they had to the gate and
Mm.
start fortifying with the stakes. At least start digging holes where they could put them in during the night.
If you like, I'm trained in warfare. I could check your defenses if needs be for points of reinforcement.
That will be appreciated, but you must be wary from traveling outside. We understand it's a dangerous place.
Right.
Yeah.
So I suggest you first join us for dinner. Feel free to look around. It's not much, but it's a living.
Yeah, so what time is dinner, and then we'll.
Yeah, so in about an hour or so, because it's already quite late.
Oh, then I want to look for dwarves.
Yeah, alright.
Just amble about a bit.
Yes, I'll just.
Taking Molly with me.
I'm just greeting as much people as I can, but I'm trying to.
Yeah,
Move
so-
towards
So
dwarves.
you're doing a quick head count because he said
Mhm.
37. You reckon that most of them are actually just downstairs. It's also almost dinner time, so that kind of makes sense.
Mhm.
But you're not quite sure how far up this goes anyway.
No, but
it's still intact.
those that I can
Um,
see.
You see a group of dwarves, but so Broken Star is really eclectic and super merged together, and you
Mm.
know it's generally a pretty friendly. Like all the
Mhm.
ancestries are pretty friendly with each other mostly.
This
uh,
place, no.
No, this even more so. This really seems to be the children of whatever god this is. So you don't see a clique of dwarves.
No,
There's
but
just
that's
there's
fine.
dwarves in between.
I'm
bunch of people.
looking if I can see a mirror image or something like that.
Right, yeah. So you're looking for a about 20-year-old dwarf then.
Yeah,
Right. Give me a perception check.
And this is where he rolls. Oh god. 2.
8.
8. So it's not that you don't find him, a 20-year-old dwarf. It's that it takes you a bit longer. But yeah, it takes you about half an hour or so, which is like kind of ridiculous considering how small it is here. But you do lay your eyes on a dwarf. He's working as a blacksmith right now. So you see him smithing something.
That's at least he has talent for it. That's,
Yeah, so
I
that's
don't know.
probably why it takes a while before you notice him, because like hunched over and he's working that thing. He looks a lot older than that, but as you get a little closer, yeah, he could be around 20. Like for a dwarf, that's really young.
What's his hair color? Same as mine?
What's your hair color? Wait, I have that here.
Auburn, red, brown,
It's a bit darker.
a bit darker, but in comparison with my mother's hair color, it's just I'm about in the average of.
Your mum was a bit lighter.
Yeah, it would kind of fit.
Okay. That's and the face. Just does it ring a bell? Some of the features that he has in the face.
So he keeps banging the anvil, but then at some point he notices that you're like watching him.
I'm watching him with a strange, not strange as in
Yeah, so
Like, just like a.
you see him stop and then like wipe the sweat off his face, and then he has this cough, and that cough definitely reminds you of your father. And then he looks at you like, "Well, you're a handsome young man. Can I help you?"
I'm lost for what. I don't know what to say.
I have that effect, but typically on ladies.
No, I get that.
But how old is Bowden now?
Bowden now is 23 because he was 3 years old when.
Wow.
You're older than everyone.
Yeah, I'm a bit older, but.
Not older than everyone here.
How old is Molly?
Oh, right, in the party.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you never really asked, but she's, I believe she was, I did know, only like 17 or something. I did know that down somewhere.
Okay.
Have you ever looked in a mirror because you like somewhat like me?
That's what I said.
I know, I got that. And how old are you?
20.
20. I tried to cough and see if he at least has some sort of, but I'm walking towards him. Were you born here?
I was.
Just like the other kids, you walked in.
Well, it won't be much of a surprise, but I can remember.
No, I get that. But do they have stuff? The stuff that you bring along, do they keep it somewhere?
We do keep whatever we can. It's
I
you
get
know
that.
resources are scarce here, but
No, that's very inventive. Is it the stuff that you brought in? Did they? Do you know what was that?
some.
Just curious, of course.
I believe there was a suit of armor. There was a book, a
What
nice shield that I used to have, but that got taken from me.
No, I got that. Especially for a kid, a shield is not the thing to play with.
Oh no, it's not these fine people who took it. It's during the troubles. It's a long story.
No, but I'm sure you fought well. I'm not sure how to put this, but the things that you have with you had some names on it, right?
What do you mean, the book or?
Anything, something of the broken star? Does it ring a bell?
It was on the book as well. Something about a guardian.
Yeah. Is it allowed if I'm pretty good at channeling the positive energies of the guardian through me? Is it okay if I channel them through you, and perhaps you even know what it is then?
I'm sure you're a nice fella. You could be my long lost brother, but I'm not sure I want any of that heathen stuff here.
No, I get that. I respect that. Do you, because I cannot take my weapon out. I won't do that. But there's a marking on it. Did the book had anything like that as well? Just a marking on it or some? What did it say?
Wait, I gotta quickly. It's a shield, right?
The shield, right?
The mark of the guardian.
Right.
Yeah, definitely had that
On the book as well.
on the cover.
That's great. Did you have any other symbols or anything like that?
Not that I
Only
can
the
remember.
shield. There's something in the form that I have on my back.
Yeah, well,
I
that
don't
looks
know.
like it. Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, I think we can go find Bowden now.
Yeah. You see me stumbling a lot. What was your name? Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. The name is Bodin Stonebreaker.
Right, it's Orion, and he stretches out his hand.
I take the hand. It's still strange.
Hi, Bodin.
Because you're quite sure that wasn't his name if it's your father.
No, that's not.
Ooh, twinsies.
Sort of, yeah.
He's
Is
nods
it
at you.
is it okay if we see you at the dinner? I think you're still working hard, and I don't want to bother you.
Right, yeah, I'll be right there.
Great. Alright. I walk with you guys away from him.
And so he turns around and you just hear, huh. And then just ding, ding.
Does it look like? Is it just me, or does that dwarf really looks like me?
Yeah, quite.
I'm not sure how to say, but he was 20 years old. I think that's my father. But I.
Yeah, but he left when he'd be 40 now.
What if?
Older.
Because he went through the barrier of youth.
Indeed.
Did you tell him?
No. How the fuck do you say that to someone? Even when he looks younger than you.
Hi, you walked through a magic barrier. We might be related.
He said I could be his long lost brother, and I didn't know how to react to it. This is mind fucking.
Yeah.
But if he is your father, at least you know that he's safe, healthy,
He
happy.
he knows the sigil of the guardian. I want to. I have the weapon that I have. We have the family symbol on it. It's a family heirloom. Maybe he still remembers anything from it, but I'm not sure. I want to show it to him, but I don't want to draw my weapon here. So, yeah.
Take him inside somewhere.
I'm not doing that because he is he's good with words, just like I am, and he makes it a bit of a joke, I suppose. I am not sure, but he doesn't take me that seriously at this moment, and I get that. I'm not sure what to make of this all.
Now, I hate to burst the bubble, but maybe he's better off not knowing.
That's true, but isn't it just fair to know that he has a son?
Yes, but then you're also burdening him with the knowledge that he has a wife and children he abandoned.
He didn't abandon them. It was an honor, a mission of great importance, and he was chosen for it. So that's a good thing. All these people here are chosen.
Yeah.
All of them are related to us in a way.
Probably.
Most of them probably.
Well, that's
then.
what
Yeah.
what the chosen guy said. People have been
Going
arriving
up every
here.
decade.
Yeah.
So all of the Star Seekers we sent out just end up here, walk through this silly barrier.
Most of them, yeah.
So the tradition of the Star Seekers has been going on ever since Broken Star was founded. So
Yeah.
if they would all be here, I mean, they of course would have died as
That
well.
wouldn't be the case, but some of them.
Some of them, most of them.
But maybe that's something to ask of
Did
the chosen.
Anyone arrive like 10 years ago?
I didn't ask that.
Most likely. Go look for some 10-year-old kids. Who are you looking for? Now, this is the time for you to spill your secrets, Miss Gaia.
Why
Who
would
are you
it be?
looking for?
No, I'm not gonna go looking. Oh, maybe. Father, same as Bodin.
Really? He was a young dad.
Wait, the math doesn't work out.
I
Boys
mean,
are
He was-
fertile at a very young age.
Yep.
Yeah, not that. No.
No, the math is possible. Like,
Yeah.
you were
could
also
be one
not
of the
all the
older
same
ones.
age. So
Yeah.
yeah.
My father was one of the older ones in the last group.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yes, but he was quite young as a father. Yes.
Well, I didn't mean anything by it. Just the first thing that sprang to mind. But if he is here, well, you might want to see if he's doing all right.
I might want to do something about it. So let's not go find him.
Fair enough.
His departure basically killed Mother.
So this is your chance for revenge.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna kill a 10-year-old kid. Come on. That's unfair.
I'm glad you just said that.
Some people just need to confirm that out loud.
Anyway, is it time for dinner
Especially
yet?
if he doesn't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I'll sort of keep an eye open. A little more intensely than I let everyone else know.
So is the entire center covered in wooden flooring?
No, it's stone flooring here.
Oh yeah, alright. Okay. That's good. Otherwise it would be,
Damp.
Yeah.
Rotten by now, because this building is at least 600 years old, but probably a lot older.
But I would have cleared some and drawn some
You all
things
right,
on the
Bodhi?
floor. So.
No. No, I'm not alright.
Let's just go eat. You always feel better after you eat.
Wasn't finding your father sort of what you were hoping to accomplish?
Right, but in a different state.
What state?
Not
Dead?
older than me, for instance.
Yeah, I get that.
And not oblivious.
But at least he's
He's fine, and that's
alive and
that's
healthy.
Indeed, that's the most important thing. But I'm not sure what to do. I've heard details about him, and what I gathered from him, they're still true, but he's doing them all over again, and I don't know. I just don't know.
There clearly what guards present.
So there were the two guys, or three, I guess, with the half-orc that sort of took on that job. But mostly, no, the fence is closed and there's no one actively guarding this place.
But if people come here as kids, and there is an older generation present to take care of them, thank God, they grow up and make new babies, right? That were actually born here instead of...
Who are you asking?
Oh, the women were infertile.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, from birth?
Apparently.
I'll ask this from Geralt at the dinner.
Garland. Yeah.
Garland, sorry.
That's
sorry.
Let's go.
Alright, so unless you want to do something else, you guys join for dinner.
And
Where's
start asking questions.
where's your equipment and stuff? Because, like, okay, weapons
In
are
your
either
bag.
gone or
Yeah.
stowed away. Where's your shield? Because that's heavy.
Next to me when I'm eating dinner.
Alright.
At
So,
least against the chair, whatever I'm sitting on.
yeah, alright. So, are you sitting? Are you looking to sit close to Orion?
We need to stay close to Garland, but because we need to talk with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid that's my duty, and duty comes first. So I think that, I'll do a lot of glances at least to.
I mean, it's a large table,
Mm.
but there aren't that many people. You could
No,
sit
no.
close to both.
Yeah,
It's an option.
I try to do that as much as possible, and
Alright. Yeah, so you join for dinner, and Garland opens with a toast where he welcomes these new old. So he actually refers to you as old-born, and yeah, well, you know, you're not. 'Cause being born here is
Not
the same.
newborn.
So, and he welcomes you to the table and invites you to enjoy the feast and stay the night if you wish, or stay longer. Yeah. So you
So
you
questions.
dig in.
Do
Yeah,
people
you can
cheer?
definitely ask
Yeah.
questions. Hmm?
Do people cheer?
Like there's some mild cheering, yes. People are quite curious because you're a new thing here. You know things about outside.
Well, we're not that new. We're old.
Yeah, but new to them.
Yeah. So, questions about babies.
All right. Well, who are you asking?
Garland.
Okay, what do you ask specifically? Like, ask.
Babies.
What I just asked. So, there have never been any babies born here in the tower.
No, all the women who have come here are barren.
So they came here as infants, grew up, and just never matured that part.
It seemed that way. It's not as Baya intended it.
Wait, the mother didn't intend for...
Well, the mother blesses us with children every decade. It's enough to sustain this place.
And Master Garland, you are of the older generation. Do you have any idea how many generations have gone before you?
We do keep that in the books. I don't know it by heart, but this has been going on for many years. Bayatun was founded, I believe, some hundreds, perhaps 500-600 years ago.
And none of you has visited Broken Star, even though you've had a vision of it until some years ago.
Well, we know there is much outside of Bayatun, but most of it is death. You must have seen on the way here. These woods are not kind, and we are not fighters.
What do you do with the dead?
We bury them.
In mounds? In the forest?
No, we try not to go into the forest. Well, not unless we have to. Of course we do hunt.
Right, I was going to ask, where does your food come from?
Yeah, no, that's hunt. Yeah.
Good.
Great. So,
So when are you expecting the next?
batch of babies.
Well, as I understand, you were to be our next batch of babies, as you call it. You were to be our next blessing, and, well, tradition would dictate that we would let you become our newborns, but I believe that the tradition is important, but information is as well. And we hope to exchange some of that with you.
And I hope that in return for this exchange, there will be no trouble when we decide to leave and continue on our way.
Of course, you are free to leave.
That is good to hear.
So what color is the moon to you? About now?
It is, as always, a silvery moon,
We see.
still red.
Well, it's not night yet, but yeah.
No, but it's getting there.
Hmm.
Right, so after dinner, can I go check out the records? The books you keep records in? And also, could I have my stuff back? I feel very unhanded.
I assure you, you won't need any weapons here.
I know. I wasn't planning on using them, I just...
Wanted to use them.
I do tricks with them.
Oh.
Sort of magic. Not magic, no more like... swirls.
Right,
I
I'm
can juggle with nothing.
sure you can use our utensils for that. Please, if I
Flip a knife over and
return,
it falls.
please, if I give you your weapons back, I'm not sure how that will be taken.
Oh well, you said something about the upper floors being closed. And that you
Right.
used to go all the way up. Now I'm curious why you closed them.
As am I.
Because it would be an epic view.
It would be. I fear that the top floors have collapsed entirely, but we don't go above the second floor anymore at all. Staircase has been boarded shut after the troubles.
That sounds like troubles with a capital T. Why?
It might be. In hindsight, it only happened recently. around 10 years ago, weird things started to occur. Started off innocently with people bumping their heads and having other misfortunes, but then items started to go missing more and more, and eventually blood was shed as well, as our former ruler was found dead. This was only 3 years ago, but that is when we decided to board shut the staircase, as the trouble seemed to have come from there. Once we did that,
Well,
they stopped, so...
well, the first bit sounds a little like those blue gremlins we encountered, but they didn't kill anyone.
And he just smiles. The blue, you mean the Jenkins? No, they're annoying, but that's about it. No, this was seemed to be quite contained to here. We're quite adept at dealing with those repulsive things. It seemed to be something else entirely. We couldn't find it.
Do you know anything about those things that can make objects heavier than they normally should be?
The Jenkins.
Or any of those creatures in the forest?
And he looks at your shield that's like positioned in a way it's like digging into the stone a bit here. They got you good then.
They had me quite good.
Well, like I said, they're quite annoying. Truth be told, I'm not sure how you could get rid of it, but I believe your shield is dead weight now.
I'm afraid so.
Aw.
You have a smith, right? Maybe he could fix
We
you a
do.
new shield.
That would be great.
I
Of course,
mean-
I'm willing to purchase it, of course.
Well, you might have to teach him.
That would be great. I think I could do that, teach them how to make the shield properly. Clean it as well afterwards.
Very well.
Do you have a map of the region, by any chance?
Well, we did start on drawing that, but we didn't get very far. We really try staying close to the perimeter. We always make sure we're within a few minutes sprinting for any predators that we come across, and then we make sure they get stuck in the barrier.
Weird question. Has any of you ever... Okay, how do you do that? Like, sprint at the barrier and not go through it? And has any of you ever tried to go through the barrier, like, a second time? After you grew up here?
And he quickly looks both ways and he sits up a bit and says, "Well, I understand the question. I will ask you not to ask that again. That is sacrilege of the highest degree. The mother blesses us with newborns. We all have our chance here. And that is it. We're not to take another one."
Oh, this is where the
Alright.
mother stays. Hmm. Seems that everyone has its own location-ish.
I mean, they all have their halls, but you know there is an order hall of the mother as well in Broken Star.
Okay.
Because the people in Broken Star don't actually know of this.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point, but
At least, as far as you're aware.
are there any other people nearby? Civilizations? Creatures that are intelligent?
Intelligent, yes. Civilizations, not that we're aware of. The Jenkins you presumably found,
Yeah.
they're quite intelligent. Vengeful too.
I understand. But I'm not talking of those. Hmm. I'm looking for
Humanoids.
larger humanoids, definitely.
Not that we're aware.
Okay.
But then again, we didn't know you were... Well,
Yes. If you ever feel the need to leave this place and see new sanctuary for yourself, there is a settlement nearby, as we have mentioned.
Just travel north.
well,
Yes.
Don't topple over the fall.
I do hope he will tell us some about it. I doubt we will leave this place. We have it good here. The mother protects us. So, what do you share about Broken Star or your history at all? You
not
don't
a
have to
lot.
tell everything, but like
I
recap.
share nothing.
Wow, really?
I live outside of Broken Star.
I share the
I don't know who
deities.
the...
Right. So you do actually share something.
I share deities. I share the way of living.
All right.
The estimated number of people that live there.
The estimated time it was founded. Also to the tradition that once every 10 years during a red moon.
At
For those
this point,
that
I'd like
confused.
to know who arrived about 10 years ago.
Right. So as you're telling that, you just see him like reconfiguring all this information into something that fits his scheme. But he's taking it all in with wide eyes and is very grateful. You're asking who came about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
As per usual, a group of, well, I believe it was 4 back then arrived. Most of them were actually of the pointy ear variety. 2 boys, 2 girls. One boy was a half-elf.
The other 3 were aliens. Oh.
There was also a human boy there. So 5 actually.
Okay.
Yeah. What
If
do you do
point
with
them out, then maybe one slightly resembles me.
So
Slightly, because I kind of take after my mum. And I dye my hair, obviously.
so do you say that, or like maybe one resembles me?
No. Could you point them out?
Right, of course. So yeah, he gets up and he like really looks for them. It appears like his vision isn't too great anymore, but he eventually points out 3. You don't really recognize anyone there. He says the others unfortunately have passed away.
Okay. So how curious are you guys about what's on the top floor? The part that's not collapsed.
Not now.
Not curious enough today.
Maybe after a good night's sleep.
Right.
Okay.
And afterwards, I need a day to create a shield.
Oh yeah, you're gonna bash on metal till it obeys.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
will.
Well, since you've been so generous with the information you've shared, feel free to stay the night. I'm sure we can arrange sleeping accommodations.
What was the name again?
Garland.
Garland. Garland, do you know that my shield is that weight now? If I melt it and reforge it,
You could try. I'm no blacksmith, but this thing is cursed.
well, in that case, I'm pretty sure that we need to put it away, get rid of it, and start fresh on that part.
Fortunately, the tower has provided us with plenty of materials you could melt.
That's great. Can I do anything in return for it? I mean,
Other than sharing information.
I just wish you to be our guest and share what you know. That is all.
great.
Do you have any herbs? By any chance?
We have a small garden.
Suppose that will do.
Garland, you were the one that decided we were allowed to pass through the tunnel instead of the barrier?
Well, I wasn't the one to decide it per se, but I was the one who coined it, yes. This tunnel.
Oh, and that's what made you decide to go dig a tunnel.
Exactly.
Okay. Smart.
So you have
Thank
no
you for that.
So you have no idea how this barrier came to be. Must have been here for ages.
It's been here longer than we have, yes.
How did the first Star Seekers arrive here? Must have been someone here to take care of them.
Most likely.
Find out who, because they predate the capture of Broken Star.
I'm afraid we have no record of that.
Like nothing in the top floors of the tower, even.
Well, we haven't ever been to the top floors. It's been entirely collapsed. There might be something there, but
Can't get to it.
no.
No, but
Oh.
just the pure information that there were people here who were taking care of the infants.
Little ones.
I think that is information enough for us to, in a day or two, if we regain strength and don't exceed our hospitality, then we should head on and to see who were the ones that created this tower and in the first place. Because like you said, the tower was here when in your records. It has never been not here. So it must have been built by someone else.
Yeah, but who knows how long ago that was?
I know, but
like your city.
but then there's still hope
Mhm.
that there's something out there.
Do you
Oh,
keep
yeah, I'm
some?
not saying there isn't.
Do you keep something in stasis by any chance?
What is?
I'm not
what is
sure what-
stasis?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
What is that?
Well, we have.
The
Raw.
Ra.
Yeah.
Lord
Oh,
Ra.
like that.
We're
Question
we're sort of looking for a person named Ra.
He just shakes his head.
Very well. It could be the source of your trouble. I do not know.
Trouble?
Upstairs.
Well,
No.
it's been dealt with as far as we're concerned.
No, you've locked the door.
Which is a way of dealing with it.
Yes, but at some point the door will open again.
Do you know
Yeah,
if
yeah.
on the top floors there's a way to sustain
No,
life?
No, for sure.
Do you have resources up there?
Doors never remain closed for
Well, there were.
Well, maybe not when you're around.
when I'm around, they
But
open
this
easy.
this one hasn't been locked. It's boarded shut.
Well,
There's a
yes. So
difference.
if something wants to get through, it's easier.
Really?
Just have to break the boards.
How many times have you broken down a door that has been boarded shut?
It's easier to break a lock than boarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but still.
I imagine they did a good job. Not
Yeah,
just
but
a
if
few
you want to
planks
get
and
through-
nails.
If something wants to get through, it'll get through. It might take a century, and then nobody knows what's coming. Or the boards will rot away, and someone will forget to replace them.
Speaking of rotting away, you asked if there was a way to sustain life up
Mhm.
there, and says, well, we had plenty of resources on the upper floors, on the higher floors. The
Also,
third and fourth. I'm sure all of that has gone bad by now.
if not taken care of, do you mean any crops or anything like that?
Well, there was plenty of food and wine, water.
But nothing that could grow. No soil to grow stuff in.
No.
No animals to keep on reproducing.
No, we wouldn't keep them locked inside the tower.
Well, in that case, and probably whatever was up there. 3 years, you said, right?
3 years ago, we boarded it shut, yes.
We'll be dead already. So I think
Oh.
the problem is dealt with then.
But you have no idea exactly what it was that was up there.
No, we don't. Look, I understand. Since you've traveled here, have you shared anything about your journey here and the
I haven't.
dangers of it?
I have.
Right.
I've tried to shut them up as
About
often as I can.
waterfall, forest, climb up the spiders.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Bleeding
So-
eyes.
So then, yeah.
No, not being nice.
Well, if what you say is true about the spiders and the perils you faced, then if you are curious for one reason or another, feel free to try and open the boarding. But if you do not return, we will board it up again.
I get that. Do keep in mind though, that you say you're not fighters, but you all have the talent within you, because probably most of you here have made the journey that we had made as well.
He just smiles at you like there's a little.
Yeah,
you have-
sure.
Do you have a raw talent within your people?
Well, if I had the talent to fight, I'm sure it's long gone. He just smiles at you.
For the rest of the day, I mean, this is dinner. I need to
Evening.
rest, so I think
Yeah.
rest and sleep is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Right.
is the entire tower like in a circle? Yeah, is that 1 or 2 rooms wide, or is there several? How
So,
deep is that?
so the first floor is actually still open. Like there's a staircase to like a proper staircase to it,
Okay.
stone. So you can you'll at some point be shown your rooms which are up, because the bottom floor is partially open and then there is a fence around it, but
Right.
because you couldn't see in it. But that's where people stay most of the day. But sleeping is upstairs, and that's multiple rooms.
Okay.
Right.
So, are these rooms entirely of stone? Are they partially open?
Well, the
If he
outside
likes
is
to nap outside.
Or, yeah.
so the outside is completely made of stone, but there are windows, and the windows are quite tall as well, same as home. So if you wanna sort of sleep outside but also inside, you could just sleep in a window. Like the walls are like yay thick, so
Okay, fair enough.
you could sleep there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have to share a room. It's not very big, but
Aw.
it'll do. It's still better than sleeping outside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like all 5 of us?
That means that I'll
So-
keep the window shut so you don't, freeze.
Yes. Thank you.
Mighty kind.
It's still pretty cold because
yeah, winter clothing and all.
it's like a castle tower. It's not
Yeah.
well isolated.
Yeah, that's
I mean, the stone is, but
Mm.
the windows are not.
So, are we just gonna go to sleep, or do we need to keep watches?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Still not sure if I trust these people.
I think watches are always good.
Okay. You guys nap, I'll take first watch.
You promise us that you do not go try to open the boarding.
You can make a promise, but you always break it.
No, I get that, but if you said lose anything while we are asleep, all these
Well,
people
we'll have
will
a good
die.
excuse.
No, and if something comes out and all these people will die, you have blood on your hands. I'm not sure if you're willing to live with that. Because I'll make sure you won't live with that anymore then.
Wow.
Well, if something comes out to kill everyone, the one who opens the door's probably first in line.
That's true.
That. Come on.
No,
I'm not gonna be tearing down boards in the middle of the night.
Great.
First of all, that will make a lot of noise. It will not be very stealthy. Second of all, you have that very fancy hammer right there. Use that.
Mm-hmm. Not on boarding, no. This is used for.
Okay, we'll find a crowbar tomorrow.
No, I'm tomorrow. I'll be spending time with, I presume, my father, and I will teach him to make a shield, so I can get a new shield for myself.
Can I see your
okay.
mini?
Valid.
I want to see the hammer. Right. Okay. Like actual warhammer
Yeah, actual warhammer.
Yeah.
Mm.
with a spike.
It would be useful for the boarding.
Yeah, just wondering if it's like a fantasy warhammer. It's just a hammer, like a mallet.
No. This.
Right.
But I'm not going to use it for it.
No, sure. No, I get that. But
This
just
has more,
wondering.
It has a more personal effect to it.
I have a minus pick.
Person.
I have a minus pick. That could work.
Cool.
Nice.
It's also boarding. Like if it borders from this side, so you could pretty easily just get the boards off. That's
Yeah.
Mm.
like one by one. That's not that hard.
Mm-hmm. Great. Inform us if something happens.
Sure. Night night.
So you're gonna take watch?
Yeah.
All right. You want to do anything during a watch? Because I don't. Because like if you take watch, I have to ask what you're doing. Not
What everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I'll try to go find my daggers.
Oh.
I'll leave the rapier where it is, but I'll take back the daggers and the darts.
So you're not watching the room. Ah.
It'll take no more than like 15 minutes and I'll be back.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
so yeah,
You need to prepare in the evening or the morning.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
so you you head back downstairs and outside and back to the gate where you last left your weapons. They're not there.
Not there. Then I'll just go back to the room.
As you're going back, you just hear like a humming sound in your head, but like actual.
Curse words.
Right.
You can
Right.
find my daggers, just do it.
Yeah, nothing happens. So other than
Yeah.
that, the like your watch seems.
And while they're sleeping, I'd like to check the golden orb compass. Which
Alright.
waypoint?
Yeah, so it lights up again, indeed, and it points further south.
Ah. Okay. I don't see that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just spinning around now.
I might just tell you it points north. Let's go home.
It's like the wrong person to have a compass with.
Yeah.
Or anything, really.
Yeah.
So, unless you want to do anything else, your night passes
Yeah.
uneventfully. Do you have anyone? Do you wake up anyone else at some point? I mean, I assume you do.
Bowden.
Right. Unless anyone wants to do anything, this seems to be a safe camp, and you're not disturbed during the night.
Okay.
Well, I'd just like to check my gear and money, see if nothing has gone missing during someone else's watch.
Yeah. No, I assume it's fine.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. I trust this.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, you wake up in the morning. You have some breakfast or something. I assume with the rest. Then what's the plan?
I'm going to look for me dad.
Right. You're going to look for Orion. Yes.
Yes, and I'm going to ask him if he is interested in learning how to craft a shield.
It's like, so you want a new shield?
I kind of do. Mine is cursed by these things outside.
Well, I would like to. Yes. Well, I had a nice shield once. But you can craft shields then.
I have learned that I need to take care of my equipment.
Well, let's get to work then.
Great. I might be a bit rusty because normally I had someone yelling in my ear what I did good and wrong, but
Oh, I can do that for you, but it might not be accurate.
no, I got that, but I'm pretty sure I remembered most of the things.
Alright. So,
I'd like to go find Garland because I want my stuff back. Where did it go? Where do you store weapons?
so it'll take you the better part of the day to craft. Like, a shield isn't that hard, and you just start out by taking like a slab of steel, and then if you're not trying to make it look good as well,
No, I'm trying to.
then it's fine.
I'm trying to make it as functional and the same as possible, but
Yeah.
the looking good part a little bit rougher, but I mean, still decent-ish. I mean, I've studied it, but not the best quality. Plus, reading is still hard.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, like, it's not like you're making full plate that actually has to fit.
No.
So,
Yeah.
it will still take you the better part of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I brought a basic crafter's book, so I have actually the instructions to make it.
Nice.
So you can yell
Cool.
at me because I can read it. So you can yell at me during this.
Yeah, there
You'll
we
have
go.
to yell because over the hammering of
That's why I
hammers
said.
on the
That's why I said,
shields.
yeah, you thought, oh my god, you're you do it wrong. No, I'm just yelling because I can't hear you otherwise.
So, can you give me a craft check first then? Do you
Yeah,
have,
of course.
Do you have craft?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume that's much if you have the book.
I do.
Expert
So.
even.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good roll.
But this is assisting. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, good roll.
Okay, so that's 21.
That's really good. All right, and then you make the roll.
Natural one. No, that's 19.
So it does take you around 6 hours or so to make it. You have a functional shield. Like, it doesn't look good, but it'll serve you until you
Well,
get your hold of something better.
during the crafting and explaining what I do and why I do it, I also just want to talk about his life, my life. I want to talk about my mother, about Bara, I won't mention my father unless he asks for it.
I mean, he definitely will if you're telling him about all your family. At some point, he'll ask, like, so you picked this up from your dad?
And no, this is from the sergeants, from the from the guards. But my father was quite a decent blacksmith that I've known of. He had to go away on a journey when I was still a young lad. So I don't know much about him, but from the tales that I've heard, he was quite decent actually in crafting. He had a talent for it.
He had to go on a journey,
Right.
and he never returned.
It was more of a how do you say it?
Quest.
A journey of probably no return, and he did it. He made the sacrifice so we could live. And
Well, lad, I won't pry too much in your private life, but must have been quite a journey if he were to leave his children and his wife alone.
it was an honor.
He just pats you on the shoulder, and he helps you a bit with the blacksmithing techniques as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Whenever I don't assist or need to assist, I would like to craft potions because I have alchemy crafting.
Why?
Because
Why
Because
not?
we can.
yeah,
Do you also have the formulas?
they come if you have alchemy crafting, you get 4 formulas.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Okay. you can make those.
This is happening.
But do you also have an
Yeah.
alchemy lab?
I have exactly.
You can't be carrying everything.
alchemical tools.
I think that's enough, right?
Yeah.
That is a alchemical portable lab. I thought
Best
I wanna
tell
be-
Dave.
Well,
You.
I want to be useful. There I
Right.
am.
Yeah, right. Since the errata, maybe since the playtest, they changed the bulk of the alchemist tool from like 6 to 2. So
Yeah.
because it used to be like a portable lab.
uh-huh.
Like
I
you
know,
can
it's
carry it with 3
actual
people.
portable lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Anyways,
Sweet.
You do need the materials though, which is why you wanted the herbs, I guess.
yeah,
All right.
I'm trying to make 4 healing potions.
Yeah, you are going to have to pay for it, for the materials.
Okay, I'm not sure how much that costs though.
Which materials do you need?
It's half the cost, I believe.
What is that cost?
Well, what healing potions are you making? Like lesser healing
Yeah, the
potions?
lesser ones. Oh shit, that's
Um,
gonna be expensive. Isn't
I'm
it?
willing to chip in.
Yeah, like alchemists can do it for free. You cannot. Oh, so what's a minor potion? And that's a level 1. They're 4 GP, so it will be 2 GP to make it.
Well,
Again,
crap.
I can.
again, what do you need?
I can give you some. I mean, this is for the greater good.
I need whatever I need for the 4 healing potions. Well,
You don't have any gold.
I do have enough
7.
for 1 potion.
We all got 7 gold. You know that, right?
Okay, then apparently I've got 7 gold extra.
From the
Yeah.
Right.
guy. So you got 7 gold extra.
Okay. So I put in 1 extra gold.
But I think it's fine if we all put in 2 gold for each potion. I mean, for me that's okay.
Sure. I'm just not sure how long it takes to make one. And I might have to roll for it. To
Yeah,
make it.
I'll let you just make them now. It's
Okay, fair
fine.
enough.
But it will take you some time, but you have time now anyway.
Great.
Because
So
he's making a shield.
so minus 2 gold for me.
Yeah, I will chip in as well.
So, you were asking Garland if he, like, where's my stuff? Give me my stuff.
Basically.
He'll give you, like, the same vague-ass answer again, like, we cannot do that, and no, they're safe, you know, so.
Sure. In that case, I'll just go looking for it, but not too obviously. I'll start in the library
Yeah,
where they keep records.
right. You're not gonna find your weapons by just looking around, so you would have to, like, actually lockpick doors and such, and if you want to do that, that's fine.
During the day.
Well, I mean...
How would you during the day now?
So do you chip in 2 gold as well? Or
Like I said, what do you need?
2 gold, I guess, if the rest is giving 2 gold.
Well, they might have 2 gold lying around somewhere.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, you do whatever you want, of course, with that.
In the interest of staying alive, we'll just chip in 2 gold.
Okay.
Great.
And we'll see if we can get it back later.
It's all fine. Like everything is possible, but actions have consequences.
Yeah. And I don't like consequences.
And this means that I don't always have to spend my level 2 spell on a heal.
Yeah.
Also nice.
Yeah, I'll go into detail about the crafting rules for potions if you're not an alchemist later. I'll do it after the session. For now, this is fine, but I see in chat that it should take 4 days, so that seems really long. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right now, it works.
Okay, fair enough. With assistance.
But thank you for the information.
Okay.
Are
So-
there any unguarded valuables lying?
How to piss off
Plenty.
the only people we've found. Yeah.
Yeah, plenty. Like, well, these people, I mean, it depends on what you call valuable. It's not like they wear jewels or anything.
I had to pay with gold.
They seem to be,
There must be gold somewhere.
that's definitely gold, yeah.
Yeah, but it all belongs to someone, or is it like a big stockpile?
Clearly.
All of them?
It's no one's goal. It's free for the taking.
Yeah. There's one
Do
banker.
they
but
carry it around in purses, or is there like...
Right. So the way this this group of people, this collective seems to operate, like they had a chosen one. He didn't really seem to be like the dictator type. So you know, people have some say themselves. So it's probably not that one person has all the money. Then again, like what good is money really?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, they have some. But it's not like there's a pile of valuables lying around. There's definitely stuff, but that's still locked behind doors. Because, you know, people will be people.
Yeah. No, I'll just spend time socializing with Molly. Once I'm done figuring out her, family history, basically.
Yeah, she doesn't tell you much. Like, it's her uncle. She told the story before, but her uncle was also a Star Seeker, but he just died right off the bat. So, kind of a disgrace to the family.
Her mom and dad?
Long gone.
Okay. Any brothers or sisters?
No, she was quite alone there, but she
Okay.
spent most of her days working.
Any friends, lovers?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No, she really did spend most of her days working and revering the Wanderer. Fangirling over the Wanderer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does she have any specific details on the Wanderer that nobody else knows? That aren't common knowledge?
I mean, she'll share some things, but you're pretty unsure whether they're real or just fanfic. So...
Oh, cool. Sweet.
Because, you know, it's a mysterious figure. You can kind of just make up your own stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like she did.
Okay.
Anything Cyril does in the meantime?
Not really. Just seeing if they have any nice wines around this place.
They do.
They have a wine cellar.
They do seem a little reluctant at first at sharing it, and they'll tell you, like, this is one of the last... bottles, one of the last batches they have. The rest of it is all, you know, upstairs.
Well, I'll trade them a few stories and.
Very well. Give me a perform check.
You're like half a bard.
19.
Nice. Yeah, like half a bard. Yeah, I always think you're a bard anyway. So. Yeah, no, you tell some stories and you notice that these people are very, very easily impressed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely lands. Right, so it's nearing dinner time. Do you join for dinner again, or what's the plan? Because are you planning to do removing the boarding? thing?
Yeah, but
Yes.
next day.
Next day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. That's
With a
fine.
better shield.
Well, but the shield now completed, but now my arms are sore.
Yeah.
You never
okay.
stop complaining, do you?
No, we need to be in tip-top condition to do this.
Okay, so
I do want to give to Garland.
Mhm.
I did bring if you're interested, I wanted to keep it for me to the journey, but it might be for you as well. I have a book of law that we brought along from the Broken Star. It's more of a how to practice the law, not it doesn't go in full detail. But if you want to just have a look at it and maybe copy anything of it, then you're
Well,
welcome. I'm not sure. It could. It's part of your history, I suppose.
And he smiles again, like not fully acknowledging that's the truth. He says, "Oh, I'll gladly browse through it, but I'm sure you'll have it back before you set out again."
Gladly, but for the meanwhile, I mean, I'm not reading it anyway now while I'm here, so.
I don't think we'll be needing any of those large-scale laws for, the city of your size is quite different from this small community.
No, I get that, but it's more of a. It's just a historical thing, I suppose.
I appreciate it.
I'll give the book because I brought it.
Yeah, he takes and is like,
It's a small. It's this kind.
right. Yeah, it's
Just-
just,
just,
how to enforce the law, right? It's, yeah,
Smaller pocket edition.
sure.
pocket edition. Okay.
All right. So we'll skip the next part. You eat, you sleep again. Does anyone want to do anything else?
Nope.
Sneak.
Nah.
Right. What do you want to do?
Sneak around. It's the shadows. You sneak around. You see what's around there.
All right. So is the rest still? Are you still keeping watch, everyone, or are you just?
No,
Are you comfortable sleeping here now?
I still suggest the watch. I mean, doesn't kill our. Sleep.
it's-
Anyway.
It's never comfortable, but I mean you can do it, of course. But it's not comfortable to have to get up in the middle of the night, interrupt your sleep. So
I get that.
Mhm.
there is there is a reason not to do it.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you need to do it,
No, I've seen enough of these people to trust them enough not to kill us in our sleep.
That's true.
Just, barricade the door or something.
It's something like that.
That's a good
What?
idea.
No.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
See if there's any chairs or anything we could put under the.
Maybe the bed just against it.
right? Yeah, no. Clearly you can barricade the door. So, Akaya, do you still attempt to sneak through this barricade without placing it back, risking something happens? And okay.
No, I'm not gonna sneak through. I'm just gonna remove it and then walk out.
I'm lying on top of the bed against the door.
Bowden, I really need to get out.
Why?
Because there's no ladies' room in here.
Nice.
Lift it up silently, alright. 10 minutes.
Sort of.
Right.
I'll knock like this.
Okay.
Not
I'll
guaranteeing
wait
10
on the
minutes.
bed until you get out.
Not guarantee 10 minutes.
All right. So you got
Thank
10
you.
minutes. What are you gonna do in those 10 minutes?
15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, clearly.
Still 200 gold.
Remember, I'm saying a prayer to the Guardian that everything will be okay and she doesn't fuck it up. And the Guardian helps her, protect her.
Right.
Okay.
Guardian is unsure.
I know. Me as well.
Yeah. I don't wonder about. Is anyone else awake about?
What time are you doing this? Like the middle of the night, or are you just doing it right as everyone's going to sleep?
A few hours later, but not anywhere near midnight.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, people probably don't go to bed at 5, so.
Yeah, so like 11.
Right. Yeah, no, then you still see some people standing around, some people still drinking, playing games. But
First,
they're like about to finish.
first I'd like to look about for open doors that I haven't spotted before.
All right. So
I'm not gonna actively open doors to people's bedrooms because that would be rude.
a little bit. Yeah. So downstairs there are no doors, pretty much. But upstairs, yeah, there's plenty of doors that are open. It's a ton of small little rooms. Definitely not everyone closes their rooms here. You know, people trust each other.
Foolishly.
Oh
shit.
No, I'm not gonna go robbing a group of 40 people. There's this. I don't really see the point.
Well, if
Unless they leave a shiny necklace or something out.
Well, you would have to check the rooms. You know, go into the rooms, make light.
No, because no, I'm not actually looking for sleeping quarters. I'm looking for the library and my stuff.
Yeah, so you can find your stuff in any of the open doors. You can definitely find the library, yeah. But there's no armory or anything where they would put your stuff. Like, maybe there was an armory at some point, but it's not being
There's
used
not
as
anymore.
such. No.
Else, is there anything besides books in the library?
Well, it's a bunch of scrolls and old books, but no, that's about it.
Yeah, okay. So nothing.
I mean, kind of what you expect in a library.
Yeah. Can I tap the wall beneath a few sconces? Like, is there a hidden
Looking
door
for hidden doors.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a perception check.
Roll a natural 20, please. Bad. 23.
So yeah, you do a good job at like tapping all the walls, looking for obvious places, turning books or pulling them out, but no, nothing opens up.
Okay.
It will be kind of odd because it's on the outer wall.
And it's a
So-
tower, yeah.
Yeah.
A secret room that nobody sees from the outside.
Like there could be a hidden compartment or something because the walls are that thick that that's definitely possible. But no.
Maybe a sneaky passage.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into people's bedrooms and rob them yet.
So you're
Maybe
definitely
later.
running a little late now.
Yeah.
So
I'll try to get back to the room without anyone seeing me, just as practice, as stealthily and shadowy
give me a stealth check.
as possible. $22?
you got good practice. These people don't really seem to be paying much attention to you. They definitely didn't see you. So you make your way through the shadows past the few gambling people who are finishing up. Some of them are whining a bit more than the rest. Yeah, you make your way back to the room and yeah, back to the door.
Still closed?
Still closed.
Okay. Okay, I'll knock.
You did it.
Ah. Really? You need to ask why would I be back if I
Pat her
didn't?
on the head and say, "You go, girl."
I'm not sure what to say about. You just get in and just move to bed with me, please.
And then she gets
okay.
in and then she's like, ah shit, I really need to go.
Great, and I'll snore on.
All right. Right. So next day, we do breakfast.
Okay.
I think we explain the plan to Garland to get up, clear the room, the floor for them. So if they want to, and if we survive, we can have another floor.
I appreciate the sentiment. I do hope you succeed, but we will place a few men at the bottom of the stairs, and if anything goes wrong, we will have to board it up. We cannot risk.
No, we get that.
Very well.
And we just make sure that we use a knocking pattern, because that helps. I know that helps from experience. It's a knocking pattern, so that you know that it's us. If you decide to board it up anyway, and
Well,
We need to get out.
you can simply tell us if
or you can hear through, then yeah, sure.
if there's anything wrong. We will not open it up.
No, I get that.
Right. So if you're not in a position to talk, He just
Yeah,
shrugs. Like,
no, I
Yeah.
get that. That's fair.
he does the like tough shit.
For
Mm.
this expedition, here we go again. I'm very sorry. I'd really like all of my stuff back.
Of
Weapon.
course, we're not going to let you go in there without your weapons. Surely.
Thank you.
Mm. That's great. Mr. Talmlath, can you hand each a bottle? And maybe I'm not sure if you forgot Molly.
No,
You had made 5.
no, I made 4.
You forgot yourself.
Yeah, but that's alright.
So now we all have a healing
Generous of-
potion.
I
generous of
just
you.
figured I could only do so much in so little time.
Well, I apparently even less.
Apparently even less. I thought it would be 1 hour per bottle. But
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it's-
1 day per bottle maybe.
Apparently, it's 4+ days for a batch, but still.
Ah, unfortunate.
Yeah. Ah well.
I'll just imagine I had some help.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
Yeah.
Right. So you go up. You are at the staircase, and at the top of the staircase, it's just completely boarded shut. There's a trap door there, but that's completely boarded up. There's quite a few boards in there. You notice that now you get close that they seem to be a little damp.
Wait.
Okay.
I asked to the other guys. Any traps that we should know of that you placed?
No, this is all we did.
Alright, that's good to know.
I'd like to touch the boards and see if they feel cold.
Like if we're actually gonna do this, I need a moment.
That is colder than anything damp should be.
I mean, we could end here. We could also end at a nice cliffhanger.
And a nice cliffhanger.
We'll just take a 5-minute break then, and then
Yes.
we'll continue.
Great.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Okay. We'll be back in 5 minutes. And we're live.
Yay, hello.
Awesome.
Whoops. So, back we are. Right as you're at the boarded up trapdoor to, upstairs. So you touch the boarding to feel
Yeah.
if it's cold or anything. Well, it's damp, so it's a little cold from
Yeah,
being
but
damp.
no colder than it should be.
No.
Alright.
So, who does what?
Cast-
Who's gonna pry it open?
Cast light on my stone again.
Alright.
Because I hadn't for this day.
Yeah, I'll cast light on my spear tip.
There you go.
Master, tell me if you had tools to open this. You said.
Yes, I have a miner's pick. On one end it's not so pointy, but more wide.
No, I get that. Do you have any crowbars here lying around?
We have something.
Could we use that? I mean, we don't want to destroy everything here, and maybe even destroy more than needs be. I mean, I think if we can keep the trapdoor intact, it's the best thing to do.
Make it easier to board it back up again. So he goes to get you a crowbar.
Great.
It's a little it's old,
Mm,
a little rusty, but
Right.
it'll do.
great.
Right. So you start prying off the crowbars. So what did you do with your old shields?
My old shield, for now, sorted to the side,
Yeah.
where Garland knows where it is, so it's like a no-go zone.
Yeah. All right. So you now have your new shield, and you have
Mm.
to put your hammer down or something, or
Yeah.
store it to your side, I guess, because you definitely need 2 hands to get these
Yeah,
boards
shield
off.
on the back, weapon to the side.
Yeah. All right. So you start prying the boards off,
Mm.
and like the first one you try, it just splinters part of it. It seems this wood is rotting.
Mm-hmm.
So means it's not that hard to get them off
Like I said, doors will open.
if you wait long enough.
Yeah.
The wooden doors, yeah. So yeah, you start prying the boards off, and it takes a while, and it's messy, and you know all the splinters fall to the floor on the stairs. But yeah, you eventually get it open to the point where you think, yeah, you could probably open it up now.
Great. Are we all ready?
I think so.
Sure.
Molly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, I suppose no knocking this time.
Thank you. You're learning.
No. Normally we knock, but for now, no. They have heard us anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I softly opened the...
Yeah, it
Hello.
creaks like hell.
I get that, but it's more of a... Don't hurt me.
Can you give me a fortitude save?
There's a stone falling in your face.
Oh, that's a low roll. 15.
15. So you're being careful by opening it, but as you do, and you're trying to look up to see something with the light, you notice that the light just diffuses instantly because it's like a layer of mildew just falls on your face. It's disgusting.
Gross.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Neither did he.
Oh,
So it doesn't hurt you, but well that.
it annoys the crap out of me.
Yeah. But after that's fallen away, you can see a ceiling. It was completely dark in there, but your light illuminates the
dark
room a bit.
vision.
And you have dark vision, yeah. You can see it anyway.
Mhm.
So up to the ceiling, you don't see anything special, but you see a ceiling. You'd have
Is
to
there
climb up.
a ladder up there?
It's a staircase
okay.
still, but it was a trapdoor built in. Shut.
Okay.
Door is open.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright,
Now, come on, up then.
Right.
go up.
I'll
So-
push Boden up.
But weapon at the ready.
So you make your
Shield
way.
already.
You make your way up, and you see that that patch of mildew wasn't really an exception. The room is covered in either dust, or it's dust and/or mildew, and other types of fungus and signs of this is old and no one's been here for a while.
When I get up, Master Talmlaith, you're good with wind, right?
I could
Could you come up second?
come up second, yes.
Alright.
I'll step aside.
Could you assess this this room? I also a nature expert, right?
Yes.
How deadly is all this?
Oh, deadly.
I mean, there's fungus. I can see there must be something in the air that we are breathing.
Give me a nature check.
This room is oh, okay. That is 14. Sorry.
All right. I mean, it's not gonna kill you quickly, but you probably shouldn't stay in it for too long.
Yeah.
How
And
long
if
is
you
too
would
long?
tie a cloth over your mouth and clean the damn place.
Yeah. I'm actually wearing a thin cloak, which I'm gonna pull up and wrap around my head like a scarf.
Yeah, like if not for the health hazards, for the smell, because it's just it smells.
That's a good idea.
Ew.
I'll do that with a cloth from down below as well.
Right?
Yeah. So now we look like a group of cleaning ladies.
Or bandits.
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 I already have
Okay,
that.
bandits.
Cleaning bandits.
Oh, that would be the best.
They come sneak into your house at night and,
And
clean
clean
the place.
everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, that's your mom.
If only. Right. So yeah, you're now standing in this fungus-filled room. You see, as you look around, well, you all have vision now here. You see a bunch of barrels and crates standing. This is definitely a storage room of sorts. Where you're in now, it's quite large. You can't see the end of it in the dark.
Great. Alright, you guys
If
down
see
there, are you
anything
okay?
interesting to take with us, let me know, right?
Yeah. So what you see is a bunch of barrels and crates. Some of the crates have just completely split open, and part of the fungus is definitely coming from there. So
Mostly
probably
food.
not. It's mostly food. Yeah. The barrels probably contain wine or water. That's definitely gone bad as well.
Ew.
So
Oh.
yeah.
Wine can stay good for quite a while.
Yes, under the right
Yeah,
conditions.
that's true.
Which these are not.
Not quite, no.
To the guys down below. Do you want the hatch or closed already? Or keeping it open for now, or
Yes.
okay?
We'll stay here. Just
Alright,
leave it open for now.
great, thank you. Alright, set up a perimeter. I suppose if two of us go a few steps that way or a few steps that way and just see what we see in the general area, and afterwards we can just slowly advance our way as a group, covering this entire area.
Fair point. Say, well, you can see in the dark. You take the
I take
center.
lead.
The lights go on the outsides.
Great.
Does this go all around?
Well, you can't really see the ends of it because it's still quite dark here, but you definitely see something reflecting off walls in either side. So yeah, this seems to be the entire floor. Seems to be a storage floor.
I figured we could see
Wow.
that from downstairs or outside if it would be entire circle or with a gap or opening or whatever.
Well, it is like the tower is whole, so you know, but there could be rooms dividing it.
Right.
But for this floor, that doesn't seem to be the case.
But there aren't any windows.
No windows here.
Okay.
Can we discover a staircase?
Yeah, so you do. Well, it's just a staircase here. So there's a spiral staircase in the far side of where you came in with the stair.
Right, that's good to keep that in mind. Let's sweep the floor.
Well, I didn't bring my broom.
No, you know what I mean, probably.
Probably.
That's
Yeah,
an
we
easy
do.
job.
Great. We'll start sweeping the floor.
Okay, but who goes which way?
First we go a little bit like that, and then we'll, as a group, we'll just sweep, make
Okay.
larger
Just
and
look
larger
around
circles,
everywhere.
because we're in a circular room. We
All right.
covered.
Do we find anything interesting?
So give me a perception check.
9.
8.
Again.
10.
24.
There we go.
Thank God. And Molly.
Yeah.
11. So hey, that
Oh
nicely
my
worked out.
Thank you, Mr. Talmlate.
High wisdom.
So you start
Yeah.
And high roll.
moving around here, but it's just hard to keep your eyes open with the fungus in here, and you realize that really there isn't much else than this. But as you get closer to the staircase, you start seeing that some of the crates haven't been split open by what's inside, but have been destroyed from the outside. Like they've been smashed to pieces, and some barrels too. You see that like the floor is quite sticky there as well. That's probably was some wine at some point. It's not good anymore. Yeah, and as you get closer to the staircase, you that's what you see. You definitely pick up like there's a trail of something moved through here with some force at least.
But nothing.
I point this out.
Great. But nothing on this floor then.
Well, it's near the staircase, so it's still on this floor.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing
But there's
else
nothing
on
else.
this floor.
No,
than
you
storage room.
don't find anything of interest. It also kind of depends on how much time you want to spend here, because you could spend hours looking for stuff here.
No, I mean, it's just, as an obvious skeleton or an obvious some form of
No.
life except for fungus and.
Something glittery.
Yeah, plenty of life. But no,
Great.
nothing
No
shiny.
gold and no shinies.
No.
Ah, okay.
If we're all okay with it, then I suggest we take this staircase up.
Yes.
Yep.
Up. You
Yep.
first.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so you make it up, and there's much of the same. It's also this floor isn't great. There's definitely less fungus here, less food. This floor is divided in several rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and as you make it up, you instantly spot, even before all the light sources are up, that along one of the wooden walls, you see something written in clearly blood.
Oh dear.
What does it? Wait, I can ask what it says, but
I mean, it says you must kill them all.
In common?
In common, yeah.
I'm just looking at it. And when the second one arrives, I'm like, huh.
Wow.
How
Who
long
wrote that and who is them?
ago-
And
When was it written?
Damn illiterate.
Bodin, it says you must kill them all.
Why?
Fuck do I know? I just got here.
Are they?
Why?
And you notice that this floor as well, at least the stuff you see, is also seems to be completely ravaged. There isn't much left intact.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so there's a lot of rooms here. I suggest we don't split up.
Do we see some kind of footprints in the
Yep.
dust? Is there any dust to begin with?
There is a lot of dust, and you look for footprints, but you don't see any.
That's a good sign.
Or bad?
No, depending. Yeah.
Do I see footprints on the ceiling?
Give me a perception
Oh,
check.
that would be.
Well, you never know.
Now you
They
do.
never saw it coming at 24 again.
So you look at the wooden ceiling, but no footprints.
You don't know what killed us. What's above you?
Alright.
DM scribbling furiously. Well, now you do.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That wouldn't be the first time, you know.
Oh shit. Nice.
Alright, so room after room.
Room after
Yep.
room.
Right. As you make your way through these rooms, I'll make it quicker on you. You find a bunch of utility rooms. There is a few rooms that have desks in them, and there's a few rooms that have beds and closets in them.
I'd like to check the desks.
All of the furniture here is completely destroyed. Like all the drawers are out. They're smashed. Like a few of the desks are completely torn
Mhm.
apart. Something went through this with some force. Something that wasn't happy, it seemed. Other than that, on this floor you find a ladder going up, but it's just a simple ladder and it looks pretty fragile.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
Entire floor. Alright.
Akaya,
Mm-hmm.
you hear, because you're all looking, you're going into the rooms together, but once you're in the room, I assume you all just look around,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You, at some point, as you're looking at a particularly destroyed piece of furniture, you hear in the back of your head, my earlier work. So crude.
I keep a very, very blank face.
Alright.
My earlier work. Ah shit.
Great. So there's a ladder.
I suppose.
I'd like to think to myself, care to elaborate?
Yeah, it's-
You yourself or earlier others? Okay, nothing.
nothing
Okay,
else.
yes.
I'd say it looks quite fragile, so it might be wise to send the heaviest person in first.
I strongly
Good luck,
suggest that
Bodin.
we will not count on this ladder and perhaps make a makeshift ladder before we go any more up.
Have you seen any other ladders lying around?
No, but
A lot of tables
but
and chairs.
No, but I get that. But
and bits.
a lot of floors down there is proper wood.
How high up is the ceiling?
About 30 foot.
That's a long drop.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've had those drops before.
Yeah.
They hurt
Oh,
like
damn.
High ceilings, like home.
Yeah. Who builds these?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Super tall humans.
So let's just go up.
I mean, I can try to if it holds me weight, but I'm pretty sure I will just drop down. And are you able to catch me? I'm not sure with all the metal on me.
Nope.
Well, we might be able to catch you, but I'm not sure it would be a safe operation.
No.
Okay, you know what? Maybe Molly could climb up with a rope, and then we could each climb up the ladder, but you holding onto the rope in case we fall.
Molly
Molly
looks
is
a
the
little
smallest and
terrified,
lightest.
but okay.
Sorry,
okay.
dearie, but you're the smallest and lightest, and most
understand.
likely for the ladder to hold.
All right. She
Only if
takes
you're
the
okay
rope.
with it, Molly.
Oh, I suppose. Doesn't
Is-
seem like there's anything here.
Is there anything hanging on the roofs near this?
Yeah, bats, but we didn't see
No,
them.
I mean this old points where a lamp or
Yeah,
chandelier
definitely.
used to be hanging. So
Yeah.
I mean we can throw a rope through that.
Like half a chandelier is still hanging there, but you know,
Yeah,
all
but
the
if
half
we
was
if we
smashed.
throw a rope through the highest point, we can at least make sure that if he falls from the ladder, that she still hanging on the rope
Yeah.
that we hold.
You could also catch me.
Yeah, but
That-
I don't mind catching you, but from if you get to the ceiling and then fall down, it's still a long
Yeah.
drop. And we can catch you, but I can't promise you if your head falls through, or a leg breaks or a arm breaks. And this is, I think, more safer.
Okay, you can stop now.
Yeah.
So you do that. You tie the rope to the
Mr.
chandelier as well.
Positivity.
Molly starts climbing up, and the ladder creaks and bends.
Oh,
But she
dear.
does make it up. But you're fairly certain that Bowden would not. So yeah, she makes it up, and she ties it to something there. She helps you get up one by one as well. You can sorta lean on the ladder still, as long as you don't put your full weight on it. So with the rope, with Molly hoisting you up as well, yeah, you get up.
Great.
Yay. So now we're on the 4th floor because we went to the 2nd.
So on the 4th floor, you see that this is a floor with a collapsed ceiling. You're pretty sure that you won't be able to go much higher than this. So part of the floor is intact. You can still walk around here, but probably half of it is just completely collapsed, including where the staircase is would probably be. You do notice that this floor isn't quite the same as the rest. There's still a lot of damaged stuff, but you can peek into a room, still covered in dust, but you see something glitter from that room. What you also feel is the wind, so the dust is definitely less here.
Ah, fresh air.
Fresh.
There's something over there glintering.
Yes, I know.
I get that, but let's be cautious for.
Well, maybe you should just go get it.
What I said. Come on then. And I'll walk over to the glittery something.
Alright, so as you make your way to that room, you notice that there is quite a massive hole in the wall. And, well, the dust on the floor is definitely mostly gone. There's still, the stuff here is still covered in, like, mossy substances, but it's better than mildew at least. So you see a bunch of old, probably ancient armors, the same as in Broken Star, but they're beyond repair. Like time and weather have worn them down. There's also like a velvet red cape, but it's only whatever's left of it, because nature hasn't been too kind on it.
As soon as you touch it, it goes.
Yeah, pretty much. But also, there is a shield on the floor with a clear seal of the Guardian, and it's pretty filthy, but you still see a glow coming from it.
Walk towards it.
Alright. It lies on the floor like it means nothing. Everything is just dust on the floor here.
No, I get that.
Do we see other stuff that might come from Broken Star? Like, is this where they put all the stuff the kids brought along with them? The newborns.
You're not quite sure, because most of them still had some of their stuff. It's just, well, Orion did tell you that his shield went missing during the troubles, and a bunch of stuff was stolen.
So I went to put my hand on the shield. Thank you, Guardian, for giving this opportunity, giving this present. I'll take the shields and put it on my back because I have shields.
Yeah, it's as soon as you touch it, you just feel this. You feel magic radiating from it. There's no ordinary shield. And Akaya, as you look at the hole in the wall, in the back of your head, you hear, "Your father wasn't as strong as you. Guess he was just a kid." And that's where we'll end for today.
Oh my god!
We'll see you next week. Please tune in again.
Wow.
Also tune in Saturday in the morning,
Wow.
10:30 in the morning,
Oh, wow.
CET, for Age of Ashes session 1, and then Monday as well, one more time. So thank you for joining.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Goodbye.